What's up everybody, Dr. McKay here, welcome back to my channel. Today we are continuing my Star Trek Online playthrough. This is going to be part 19. We're still in the midst of the Iconian War, so hopefully we should get to the finale of the war in today's video. So before we get started, if you like the content, don't forget to hit the like button, don't forget to comment and subscribe, really does me out. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and if you want to watch me live, feel free to hit the follow button on my Twitch, where I'm trying to reach 200 followers. Before we get started in today's video, a quick word from my channel sponsor. I'm really excited to be partnering with HelloFresh. Use my code to get 50% off your first box and 35% off your next 3 boxes, plus 3 gifts at the link in the description. But who are HelloFresh, you may ask? Well, meal times are made simple. HelloFresh provides all the ingredients and inspiration needed for stress-free cooking and meal planning, making it easy to serve meals that you and your loved ones will enjoy. HelloFresh has perfectly portioned ingredients that get delivered to your door hassle-free. You can select your weekly recipe from a variety of great tasting options. Modify the servings per recipe and schedule delivery at your convenience. And of course, you can pause or cancel your subscription at any time. HelloFresh offers many different recipes per week to choose from. The variety of choices means your dinners will always be different, and it gives you opportunity to try out new meals. You can also select unique options such as calorie smart, quick meals, and family friendly recipes. Each meal uses fresh ingredients from suppliers selected by HelloFresh. You can be sure that the ingredients you get are always fresh and of high quality. So if you want to spice up your meal times, I'm here to help. Use my code to get 50% off your first box and 35% off your next 3 boxes plus 3 gifts at the link. Offer ends Sunday the 23rd of April, so if you want great tasty meals, act now. And thank you HelloFresh for sponsoring my channel. Alright, so last time on Star Trek Online, we basically went on a mission with Delta Squad, or Delta Flight, to basically sabotage a solar sphere that was trying to gain influence within this region. We went on a covert mission with the Klingons, where Emperor Kahless himself joined us on the mission. He fought bravely against one of the Iconians, taking one of the Iconians' arms, and ultimately sacrificing his life for the Alliance. And just before the end of yesterday's video, we were joined by Captain Nog on a mission to find the Krenim, or to discover basically the Krenim. And the Krenim have technology that allows them to kind of phase out of time into like a pocket of time that the Iconians can't access. So it gives us a fighting chance now with the Krenim technology against Iconian. So today is the continuation of that. So let's hail our first mission and get underway. This is going to be episode A6, Broken Circle.
Please report to the Kiana system. Our partnership with the Krenim is starting to bear fruit, but the project may take more time to complete than we have left. We must consider any plan that ensures our survival.
Alright, travel to the Iconian system, which is located in the Delta Quadrant. Okie dokie. Helm, set a course.
The war continues.
Set a course for the Delta Quadrant. Well, let's set a course for the Dyson Sphere first, but like, yeah, set a course. Maximum warp. Engage. Broken Circle.
You are cleared for docking.
That's a lot of ships. Captain Kagran has sent his aide, Lieutenant Tulloch, I want to say, to give you a brief tour of the Krenim facility, or the Krenim research facility. So far, the Alliance venture with the Krenim has been very productive. Together, our teams are making progress towards completing Anorax's design for a ship capable of temporal incursions. The lieutenant is waiting to greet you, sir. Acknowledged.
Greetings. On behalf of Captain Cogran and Alliance Command, I am pleased to welcome you to our research station. The Captain is completing his preparations. In the meantime, I will give you a tour of the facility, where we are building a weapon that will end the Iconian threat once and for all. Follow me. Our researchers can explain how the weapon works and answer any questions you may have.
Okay, lead the way, Lieutenant.
And here, we have the development area.
How much do you know about the Krenim, 7 of 9?
The Borg have extensive records on the Krenim. They were a species of great interest to the Collective.
I'm not sure I like the idea of the Borg studying us like a bug in a petri dish. I'm not sure I like the idea of the Borg studying anyone.
And what about the Iconians?
The Collective spent a great deal of resources pursuing Iconian technology. They believed the species to be extinct. They were incorrect.
So much for the Borg knowing everything.
The Iconians' technology is far beyond even the capabilities of the Borg.
Fine, but what about shielding the ship that's using the weapon? We haven't solved the paradox problem yet.
This is not my first experience with alternate timelines. It would be possible to develop a form of temporal shielding to protect this vessel from alterations in the timeline.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Bye, everyone. Ah.
Welcome to our facility. I'm working with one of the teams here to develop the time ship and choose a target. What we do is different from time travel. Anorax's designs are actually for a weapon that can remove elements from the time stream completely, and then time reshapes itself to account for that absence.
Time reshapes itself? Does that mean reality itself will change?
In some ways, yes. Once the weapon is fired, it can create an entirely new reality. And anyone or anything that isn't temporally shielded will be a part of that reality. That's why we have to proceed slowly. If we're not careful, we could change everything we know and not even know what's happened.
That could be as dangerous to us as it is to the Iconians.
But think of the possibilities. We could reverse the effects of wars, stop threats like the Iconians, even turn back time and eliminate the Borg. This is a weapon, but it's one that can make a better galaxy.
Yes, but surely those conflicts actually helped the galaxy at large in the long run. Yeah, forming alliances, technological developments. Yeah, if you go back in time and wipe out that, you'll wipe out our current stuff. Yeah, we could change history forever. Anyway, perhaps, but many terrible things have come about from the best of intentions.
Captain Cogran's briefing is about to begin. Follow me to the conference room.
Lead the way, Lieutenant. Time travel. Ah, dear. Or time manipulation. It's always a two-sided sword, isn't it? Or double-ended sword, whatever you like to call it. Now that's a lot of ships. I see a couple Romulan, a couple Federation. Can't make out the other ones. Anyway.
Greetings. I have heard much about your victories against the Iconians. It is an honor to work with a warrior like yourself. We are almost ready to begin. First, however, Agent Cray would like a word.
Aye, sir.
Greetings. My name is Philip Cray. I'm the liaison from Temporal Investigations for this project.
Who are you?
Well, where do I start? I'm 157 years old. That's only because I spent 90 years caught in a temporal distortion in the Typhon Expanse, serving as an ensign under Captain Morgan Bateson on the USS Bozeman. Much of the crew of the Bozeman found it difficult to integrate back into Starfleet. So much had changed. The Temporal Intelligence Agency took in many of my shipmates, due to our first-hand knowledge of events that occurred in the past. So, that's where I ended up.
Why does this project need a liaison from Temporal Investigations?
The Federation has some serious concerns about possible violations of the Temporal Prime Directive. Normally, Starfleet personnel are strictly prohibited from directly interfering with historical events, and should make every effort to maintain the timeline.
And yet this weapon is being created for exactly that purpose.
Indeed. That should tell you how serious this war has become. If the Iconians win, there probably won't be anyone left to preserve the timeline. In this instance, my role is to ensure that we succeed in our task with the minimal possible disruption to the timeline, as well as to address any repercussions of those disruptions.
So the directive is only a directive when it is convenient.
I don't disagree. As a Starfleet officer, I am sworn to uphold the Temporal Prime Directive. Not only that, but I have seen firsthand the dangers that come from ignoring it. But as the Vulcans say, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
True.
The Iconians cannot use time travel, and that makes it a weapon we can use against them. We must consider carefully whether it is too dangerous of a weapon to use at all.
I still have my objections, and I'll be bringing them up with command. Because I do. I'm not liking this. Well, I understand it, but I'm not liking it. Begin the briefing.
The war is not going as well as we might wish. Our fleets are protecting key worlds, but dozens of other targets have fallen to Herald attacks. Civilian casualties are rising. We need to act. This facility is building a device to turn the tide in our favor. Captain Nog, what is the status of the weapon?
We've had some setbacks, Captain. We're still weeks from a working prototype. No amount of temporal manipulation will change that.
And have you chosen a target for the temporal incursion?
We are still running simulations. We've configured the holodecks to help us evaluate the possible changes that occur after removing an element from the time stream. Some of these scenarios show promise, but none are exactly what you want.
Very well. We cannot afford to wait another day. We are losing this war. We need to strike now. A direct engagement is our only option. We will put all our resources into a full attack on the Iconians. Every ship we can muster will be a part of one massive strike against the Herald Sphere. Captain Paris is already moving into position with the Vanguard. Ships here will report to the Herald Sphere as soon as possible. There will be more warriors in Stovokor tonight. But first, we will make the Iconians bleed.
Wow, talk about putting all your eggs in one basket. Alright. Are you ready to depart, sir? Yep. One to beam. Energize. Orders coming in from Captain Kagran now, sir. The battle has commenced and Captain Paris is preparing to engage the enemy. The Prometheus is to rendezvous with a task force waiting in the Iconian system and then report with them to the Herald Sphere to reinforce the ships already there. Acknowledged.
You are the last ship to arrive. We are ready to set course for the sphere.
Helm, set a course for the sphere. Maximum warp. Engage.
You are cleared for departure.
Huh. Damn. Sir, the fleet is in complete disarray. We're picking up multiple distress calls, as well as an incoming transmission from Captain Paris. Do you want me to put him on the main view screen? On screen.
Am I glad to see you? It's just not working. The Iconians are gating in their ships, and they have far more reserves than we anticipated. I've called for a hold on the flagship assault until we regroup. There's no point in a suicide run. First, we need to help our ships in trouble. Can I count on you to help?
We'll do what we can for those ships, Captain. Shields up, red alert, maximum power to weapons. Let's go. It's an odd noise. What's that? What is it? Something. Right, next. Get out of this bloody thing. Right. Is every ship gonna drop item? Alright. Nice.
Scanning in progress. Scanning in progress. Scanning in progress.
We're falling back.
I cannot do that, Captain. A Klingon does not run from battle. Farewell, Captain. Today is a good day to die.
There's one way to do it.
All right, people, we've got one shot at this.
Why is it playing it again? It likes to play it again, doesn't it?
Follow that dreadnought.
We are clear to enter the gateway.
We're falling back.
I cannot do that, Captain. A Klingon does not run from battle. Farewell, Captain. Today is a good day to die.
All right, people, we've got one shot at this.
The pathway is clear to follow the dreadnought into the gateway. Should we pursue course? Yes, let's go. Just me? We've travelled inside the sphere. From what we know, the Heralds use this sphere to control and protect the Iconian Gateway network. We've had strike forces assaulting spheres like this one since the beginning of the war, but we've never managed to do more than knock the gateways offline temporarily. First priority is finding our strike teams. The enemy flagship is straight ahead. Priority hail from Captain Paris. Put it on screen.
The flagship's shields are down, and it's losing power. Looks like they're trying to interface with a sphere to give themselves a boost. This might be our one chance to board it and take control. I have 3 troop transports standing by.
Understood. We'll clear a path. Here we go.
Reinforcements inbound. We need to deal with them.
Inbound from where? I lost helm control, didn't I? God damn track beam. Like a tractor beam holds me in place and it's like, that's it. Go again, caught in the bloody tractor beam. Ooh. Alright, beam the flagship.
Boarding parties are on the flagship and reporting heavy resistance. I'll stay here and keep any reinforcements off your back. You need to transport to the flagship and help our teams there.
Okay. 5 to beam. Energize. Sir, interference from the sphere is blocking some comm signals. Attempting to compensate now. Do what you can.
Great! We got through. What's your status? We can't reach any of the other away teams.
We are safely aboard. Away teams are engaged in the heralds.
Acknowledged. Sensors are picking up power fluctuations near your coordinates. The impact with the Quartar must have disrupted their systems. Start disabling anything you can reach. If we do enough damage, maybe that will help us take their ship.
That sounds like an old-fashioned pirate raid, Captain.
Away teams are attacking power junctions, but they are encountering heavy resistance. It would be an honor to join your team, sir.
Follow me then, Lieutenant.
Away teams reporting in, sir. Heavy resistance and heavy casualties. Detecting life signs and weapon discharges dead ahead. Federation and Herald weapons fire beyond this door. There is also a power junction.
Don't worry, people. Help's arrived. Alright. Oh, Joyce. Okay.
Matara is retreating. She might be trying to recharge her energy.
Whoa, what are you doing over there? Fluctuations are increasing exponentially.
We disabled some power junctions, but Matera escaped using a gateway. We must be doing some damage to her. We must be doing some damage to get her attention.
Interesting, but it makes sense. The Iconians are energy beings. If Matara can't use the ship's systems, she'll use herself as a battery for the gateways. But that's probably dangerous for her. She's bleeding herself dry with every gateway. Keep at it. If you can drain enough of her energy, she might make herself vulnerable.
Herald, reinforcements! We need to disable the other junction, sir.
I'm on it.
There is another power junction ahead.
Alright, team, on my 6. Stay together now.
The demon is weakening. Keep disabling the power junctions.
It's working. She's using her own energy to power the gateways.
More reinforcements, sir. The area is secure, and the other interface is just over there. I am detecting a third junction ahead.
Let's go, people. We're doing good so far. Ronan hasn't died yet, so, you know. That's something.
Another junction just ahead, sir. If we can keep forcing the creature to use her own power, we can weaken her enough to defeat her. I am detecting strong energy signatures ahead. I believe it to be some kind of command center.
She doesn't quit, does she? Okay.
Scans confirm her energy readings are decreasing. This could work.
She's not even there. She's chicken.
The area ahead contains 4 interface junctions.
Concentrate fire.
Reinforcements on their way.
All right. Oh, now people are dead. away from me. Fuck's sake. Now everyone dead. Come on, people, it's no time to be sleeping. Alright. Alright. Last one. Damn.
I see clearly now, Ticket. I will stand with you, and these creatures will pay for what they've done. Kill them. Kill them all.
Fall back! Transporter, beam us up!
Damn.
You made it back. Count yourself among a fortunate few. What's the situation on the flagship?
Matara is dead.
I hate to say it, but that might be the first bit of good news I've heard all day. Okay, we need to fall back. While there's still a chance, the Heralds will be coming back in force.
Acknowledged. It's a lot of debris.
These warriors died well, and they will not be forgotten.
Helm. Gateways open at the edge of the system. Alliance Command is ordering all available ships to fall back and not engage Herald ships. It's time to go. Agreed. Laying a course out the system. This way. We've recovered all we can, sir, but there are a few survivors. All these ships, all these people. Steady, this is not the time to mourn. Course laid in for the Iconian system. We can depart at your order. Maximum warp. We have returned to the Iconian system, sir. Several of the senior officers are waiting for you in the conference room. Acknowledged. Captain Nog?
I don't think we have a choice now. We have to complete the Krenim device. Captain Cogran wants it online immediately, but this isn't something we can rush. Cutting corners with temporal mechanics? That's how you end up with unsolvable time paradoxes. Look, I'll do whatever I can, but I'm scared of this technology. Building it will be the greatest challenge of my career. But actually altering time? I'm not sure anyone should have that much power.
I understand you're concerned, but it's our best option. Paris?
I want to personally commend you. Whatever success we had in this mission was thanks to you. The Iconians have lost their leader. Their unity is broken. That might give us an opening to end this war. The cost, though? All those people? I can't help but feel that I failed them.
You can't blame yourself, Captain. They knew the risks and they were willing to take them. Alright then, Captain.
Despite the extraordinary efforts of you and many others, our operation was a failure. We're still totaling up the casualties, but the cost was too great. The Heralds still stand. They have lost one Iconian, but if anything, that will only prolong the conflict. Defeating Matara was a combination of the sacrifice of Guroth and many others, your quick thinking and martial prowess, and the Iconians' arrogance. Matara did not believe an Iconian could die. The others will not make the same mistake.
We had to take the risk, Captain. We couldn't wait for the Krenim weapon.
Indeed, but that is a small comfort to the warriors who have entered Stovercore this day. Those of us who remain will mourn, and then we survive another day.
And we will defeat the Iconians. Are you ready to return to the Prometheus? One to beam. Energize.
Our losses were great today, and we will mourn for every hero who died defending their galaxy. I am a warrior. I believe in honorable combat, direct tactics, and looking my enemy in the eye. Although you did manage to destroy Matara and break the unity of the Iconians, I now see that we cannot use traditional combat to defeat them. Captain Nog and his team will continue their work on the weapon. It may be our only option.
Rightio. Reactive Armor Catalyst Pack. Universal Kit, Jam Subspace. Delta Alliance Reinforced Beacons. And I think I'll have... Let's have a look. This contains 5 reactive armor catalysts which can be used to provide a boost to temporary hit points and hull healing. Ooh, that's not bad. Let's go down.
The war continues, and all of our warriors are needed to fight. The research teams in the Iconian system require your assistance. They have been running thousands of temporal incursion simulations of how to use the Krenim weapon. but I need an officer with field experience to evaluate the project and its feasibility. You will participate in a focus test of the most promising options. A blade cuts both ways. We must be sure that what this weapon can do to the Iconians does not cause greater harm to us.
I do totally agree with you, Captain. I accept your mission.
The war continues.
Butterfly.
Welcome. We have been working with the Krenim to build both this facility and a weapon similar to the one developed by Anorax in the 22nd century. Captain Nog is running point for the Alliance, but teams from all across the Alpha and Beta quadrants are involved with the research. It's fascinating work, but there's a lot to do yet.
How can I help?
Captain Nog might be able to explain more. He's waiting for you.
Oh, it's good to see you again, Andrana. How have you been?
It's good to see you too. For a few weeks, I was helping the Alliance research new ways to deactivate Iconian gateways. We were making progress, but it wasn't fast enough to stop the advance of the Heralds. After Captain Nog made contact with the Krenim, I asked to transfer here. Now I'm working with interdimensional resonance harmonics to help recreate Anorax's work.
Oh, having better sleep?
Yes, I have. I guess the Solanae aren't visiting me at night anymore. Or maybe it's the 14-hour days trying to wrap my brain around complex temporal equations that are wearing me out. Either way, my sleep is greatly improved. Thank you for asking.
Oh, it's good to see you again.
Welcome. We have Captain Nog,
Lead the way.
I wish I was seeing you under better circumstances. We've managed to make a prototype of the Krenim weapon in Anorax's records, but we have not attempted to use it yet. Time isn't something you mess around with, so we have been conducting simulations here of possible incursions, as well as developing new ways to protect and store data on various timelines.
Okay, can you explain the process to me? How is this different from going back in time, changing something and creating an alternate timeline?
When we talk about time alteration, we're specifically referring to the Krenim weapon's ability to remove something from time. Anything, from a single molecule to an entire civilization. It's as if the target of the weapon never existed at all.
So it doesn't just move something, it deletes it.
Correct. The changes ripple out from the incursion point and result in a new reality where the target no longer exists. This does mean that the ship must be able to fire on a target. The details are a bit more complex, of course, but that's the main difference from conventional time travel.
And no one has a problem with this?
Temporal agents from all three factions are watching everything we do carefully. That's one of the reasons we're running holodeck simulations first. Between you and me, I'm glad they're here. The Krenim are a little too eager to use the weapon. Time manipulation is a very delicate operation under the best of circumstances. We can't just start shooting things out of existence and hoping it all works out for the best.
I agree, Captain.
I wish I was seeing you under better circumstances. We've managed to make a prototype of the Krenim weapon in
Well, what about just removing the Iconians from the time stream?
That was the first simulation we tried. The results were fairly catastrophic.
Catastrophic?
Without the Iconians, the first development of warp technology by other cultures in the Alpha Quadrant is severely delayed by about 50,000 years. Removing the Iconians would change everything we know.
Oh, we would eventually develop warp travel, right? It seems inevitable.
Let me put it this way. In one version, the Day Ones eventually rise to power and conquer most of the Beta Quadrant. They are forced back by the Vulcans, who never embrace logic, and later enslave much of what is now Federation and Klingon space.
I see how this would be a problem.
I'm not done yet. The Herc never developed warp technology at all, so they never invade Kronos and unite the Klingons as a warrior culture. When the Vulcan Star Empire finds the Klingons in the 22nd century, they were mostly farmers who had made some advances in epic poetry. By the present day in this simulation, the Vulcan Star Empire is locked in a to-the-death struggle with the Dominion.
I get it. Removing the Iconians directly is a bad idea.
I wish I was seeing you under better circumstances. We've managed to make a prototype of the Krenim
Cedar
weapon
said
in
something
Anorak's
about
records.
Iconians and
We've
time travel.
not
Is that
attempted to
important?
use it yet. Oh, that the Iconians can't time travel because it unravels their minds. She was being dramatic, but she was essentially correct. When most humanoids time travel, they retain the memories of their timeline of origin. So you realize when things have changed. Iconians are at least partially energy beings. You saw that when Matara was able to use her own power to open gateways. And their brain structure is very different from other humanoids. As far as we understand, if an Iconian traveled back in time, their mind and memories would reshape to fit that time, so they would retain no memories of the present. They don't use time travel because it would literally be taking a step backwards.
I understand now, thank you.
I wish I was seeing you under better circumstances.
And protect what we know.
We've managed. Once we make an incursion, anything not protected by a temporal shield will conform to the new timeline. That includes all of us once this mission is over. We won't remember the Iconians, the war, or anything that changes in the new timeline. Clouda has been leading the work to create a shielded computer core to hold all the data we currently have. A time capsule, I guess you'd call it.
The core needs to be shielded forever.
Correct. This isn't the sort of sacrifice we'd expect any personnel involved in the incursion to make. So we've built a computer to retain the information for us. We'll know what happened before, even though it essentially will have happened to someone else.
Understood.
I wish I was seeing you under.
Do you have any ideas on when
We've
to
managed
make a
to
temporal
prototype
incursion?
of We've tried a different number of scenarios, but only in the holodeck. Direct action against the Iconians is proving to be problematic, because so much time has passed since they were first a great power. Incursions that far back in time must be carefully planned, or the fallout of even minor changes can ripple across reality. We have, however, seen some promise in trying to delay their arrival.
But that's just delaying the inevitable for a few years.
Actually, it would be closer to a 700-year delay if our calculations are correct. The Iconians have had 200,000 years to build their fleets, but we're catching up to them. We've already seen what the 29th century technology can do. Imagine what we'll have in the 32nd century.
So it would be more. So we'd be on more equal footing.
Exactly. The other potential solution is to cut into the current power base. What if the Iconians never allied with the Alachi or the Solanae? We wouldn't be facing the trouble we do now.
What are your best scenarios?
The three most promising incursions each follow one of these tactics. My teams have been running simulations and refining their targets, but I'd like you to assist them using a special quantum recursive algorithm. Our simulators can run the outcome of a possible incursion on the holodeck. Interacting with that simulation will give us more data than just crunching the numbers. We need to really interact with it to see what reality would look like, and for that, I need someone like you with field experience.
I'm not sure about changing time, but simulations can't hurt. Okay.
Hello. Please allow me to explain what we're doing here. We've determined that if we remove a specific series of stars from the Beta Quadrant in the distant past, a rogue planet will enter the Iconia system and cause massive geological damage at about the same time the planet was bombarded by the Iconians' enemies. The technological buildup of the orbital bombardment that destroyed the Iconian civilization will still happen, but the Iconians themselves will have to deal with a natural disaster, not a war.
And you think this is better than a war?
Maybe the survivors of a natural disaster, if there are any, won't be so vengeful, and none of the stars we will remove have planets with the possibility of developing life. The overall effect on the galaxy is minimal. It's a painful path, but it could be the one that leads to peace.
I don't know if I like the idea of removing entire stars. This seems rather extreme, doesn't it? If this works, it still won't avenge the fallen. Let's go down.
The number of stars we will have to remove is a concern, which is why we're trying this in a simulation first. But as Captain Nog said, these simulations aren't perfect, so we have devised a holodeck program that will expand and extrapolate on possible effects of the temporal incursion.
You're giving a lot of weight to the holodeck.
It's the best option we have available to us. The holodeck's algorithms have been updated to change and adapt to the data created by the simulated timeline alteration. This is not your average holo novel.
Very well. What do you need me to do?
Once we run the program, you'll be able to interact with our best approximation of the new timeline. Interaction with the holodeck components will allow the program to generate a more in-depth solution and give us a better idea of what to expect. We have set this simulation on a Federation starship patrolling the Sol system, and you are the captain. If all goes as planned, we expect that almost everything in the system should be close to current reality.
Understood. I'll run the program. Here we go.
Hello.
Hello. Are you here to protect the timeline?
Anything involving temporal mechanics is complicated, but the short answer is yes. I am watching these simulations very closely, as are my counterparts from the Republic and the Klingon Empire. Even small changes to time can have large and lasting effects. On Earth, we've called this the butterfly effect. The metaphorical example is of a butterfly flapping its wings and starting a chain of events that lead to a hurricane on the other side of the planet.
But isn't timeline alteration the sort of thing you're supposed to stop?
Again, it is complicated. Suffice it to say that at this moment in time, our governments have all agreed that our options are limited. This might be our best chance to stop or delay the Iconians. But temporal investigations will intervene if we feel that the cure is more dangerous than the disease.
I understand.
Hello.
Here we go. Run program Alpha. Ooh.
Captain, you're alive! We repelled the intruders on the bridge, but the ship has taken heavy damage, and a lot of the crew are injured.
What's the situation?
Sir, I'm not sure this is the time. So many people are hurt, and most of the systems are offline. The life support is on backups, and our resources are down to nothing, and...
I'll help the wounded, but you need to tell me... You need to help me. What happened?
The Dominion stopped firing at us when we lost weapons. Now they're focusing on Earth's defense grid, but it's only a matter of time before they return to finish us off.
We'll stabilize the crew and fight back. This isn't over.
Sir, I tried to fight them off, but the boarding parties, the Jem'Hadar, we have to stop the Dominion. They can't take Earth too.
Don't worry, we'll stop them.
We can't stop them. Maybe if we hadn't been at war with the Romulans. Maybe if the Klingons hadn't ripped themselves apart. I'll be fine, Captain. Just rattled.
Go to sickbay if you need to.
I never expected they would get so far into our defenses. I'm sorry, Captain. I just need a moment. Then I'll be ready to fight.
Whenever you're ready.
Incoming hail!
USS Ajax. Sensors show your ship is completely defenseless, and I would prefer not to delay our arrival at Earth to deal with such a minor annoyance. Surrender now, and I will guarantee the safety of your crew.
We will never surrender. Hull breach. Blah blah blah. Captain's personal log. Quadrant casualty report. Bearzoid taken, 3 billion. Teleprime taken, Vulcan. Uninhabitable. Oh, Jesus. Captain's personal log, stardate, blah. We haven't seen the bulk of the enemy fleet in 3 days, but their scouts continue to harass us. Vulcan is lost, Andorra is in flames. Romulus, Teleprime, Beta Z trio, ashes. If the Romulans had joined us, maybe this would have been different. The Klingons barely had enough ships left to patrol their home system. They weren't a threat anymore. We were offering friendship, but the Romulans refused us, and the Dominion came and took everything. Scan for Iconian activity. Long-range sensors are flying. There is no Iconian activity in the immediate area. Speak to Alpha Team Leader. End program. Well, that wasn't a very good outcome, was it?
Sorry, we were watching from the control room, and that could have gone better. Even with all that, the simulation data on whether the Iconians were entirely eliminated from that timeline is inconclusive. We were able to record your interactions, and we've been able to piece together what happened from those.
What did you find?
From what we can piece together, the Klingon Empire was never unified by its conflicts against outsiders, and the Great Houses turned on one another instead. The Romulans took the chaos as an opportunity to attack. The Federation stepped in to help the Klingons, and the war between the three factions basically ripped the quadrant apart. The Dominion then conquered all three weakened powers.
That's not our solution.
Agreed. My team will continue working on other possible incursion scenarios.
Perhaps we can weaken their power base. What's up there, Grand Admiral Shadow? Hello there. General Kenobi. How's it going? Welcome to the stream.
Another one of you Voyagers. I don't know how you can help, but very well. My team is working on scenarios that reduce the Iconian power base. We're attempting to do so by fixing a mistake that Janeway allowed to happen decades ago. We're going to stop the Vaadwaur from being rediscovered. We plan to do this by preventing Voyager from ever coming into contact with Underspace. This will prevent them from finding Vaadwaur Prime, and 7 of 9 will never wake the Vaadwaur.
Good. And you? Yes, I'm alright. I'm enjoying the story so far on Star Trek Online. First time I've played through the Iconian War, and the missions after will be my first time. This is interesting about trying to do a temporal incursion. Let's see if we can find a solution, shall we? And I suppose leaving the Vaadwaur in stasis will help the Krenin too. I don't know what you mean by Voyager. I never served on that ship. Let's go down.
None of us are going to survive if we don't try to repair the damage you've already done. The goal is to cause a solar flare that will force Voyager to divert from the course it was on when it stumbled into Underspace. If it safely passes without entering Underspace, it can continue on its trip home and bypass the Vaadwaur entirely.
What's that? Well, as good as it can be, being an empress of an exiled and forgotten empire. Oof. I suppose that might work.
The simulation is set for the USS Voyager, which is fitting since they caused the problem in the first place. Our projections show that even if the Vaadwaur never return, your people will still find a reason to stick your noses into our business. So, we're attempting to see how the elimination of the Vaadwaur will change the formation of the Delta Alliance. You will be a member of the diplomatic team.
Okay, I'll run the program. Well, I'm just a lowly Starfleet captain that's always thrust into every situation the galaxy has to offer. It's fun though.
Don't mind Noi. I think he partially blames people from your quadrant for some of the Krenin's troubles. After all, if Voyager hadn't restored the Vaadwaur, they would have never been in a position to ally with the Iconians. But there is no reason to dwell on past hurts. We're trying to fix what we can here, and then learn to accept the rest. Noi funnels that passion to help his people into his work.
Okay.
Perhaps it will change everything.
We'll all need to work together to defeat the Iconians.
It is a pleasure to meet you. Both Captain Nog and Seven speak highly of you.
What's that? Yeah, my captain doesn't have much to do with only 3 active destroyers and being outside the galaxy. Not much defense is needed. What am I doing? Excuse me, but I'm not sure I've met anyone from your species before. Yeah, I was just thinking that. She looks, unique.
My name is Claudia, and I am a Tutarian. We're from a region of the Delta Quadrant Voyager never visited, so we haven't had much contact with species from the Alpha and Beta Quadrants until now. However, my world has had close ties with the Krenim for several years. Now that they are actively pursuing temporal technology, I chose to join them and lend whatever assistance I can. I miss my home, but I've made a new one here. Meeting Noi has opened me up to a world beyond my own.
I see. Well, that's good.
It is a pleasure to meet you. Both Captain Nog and Seven speak.
Let's just get on with the holodeck simulation and see what catastrophe awaits us. Run the program. Alright.
This is an absolute disaster. I had thought that Admiral Tuvok was being pessimistic about the chance for success here, but now I think he was right.
Alliance making isn't a quick process.
No, it's not. The hierarchy started setting these people against one another before Admiral Tuvok and his team could start to pull them together. The very fact that they all agreed to be in the same room is a minor miracle.
Do you think you could bring them together?
Eventually. Between Vulcan logic, Klingon tenacity, and Romulan pragmatism, we'll convince everyone here that the threat is real, and an alliance is in their best interest. But it won't be easy. Now, if you'll excuse me, I see I have another argument to break up.
Good luck, Ambassador. Yeah, but what are we alliancing against? This question.
We've always tried to be good neighbors and treat other races with respect, but this is really too much. The Malon are using our system as a dump, and their trash isn't our problem.
You have a right to be concerned, but please calm down.
I should be shouting. I'm upset.
Calm
the
down.
Malon are trying to force us off our beautiful new planet so they can turn it into something toxic. How would you like it if someone treated your ship like a garbage scow?
Maybe you're right. I'll be angry too.
We've always tried to be good neighbors and treat other races
Why
with
do you
respect,
think about the
this is really
hierarchy?
too much.
Can't speak.
The Malon are using our system as a dump, and their trash isn't our problem.
Alright, what do you think about the hierarchy becoming more aggressive?
The Malon claim the hierarchy are harassing them, but they're targeting our ships too. So I don't know what to believe. But there are rumors, traitor talk, you know how it is. But I've heard it a lot lately. They say the hierarchy are capturing people and selling them to another race for experiments or as food.
Do you think that's true?
We've always tried to be good neighbors and treat other races
The
with
Malon
respect.
aren't the biggest danger
This
to
is
your
really-
people.
The Malon might not be the biggest threat, but they are the most immediate. Wait until they start dumping their trash in your front yard and see how you like it.
Keep talking to the Malon. Perhaps you can find a compromise. Oh.
Are you here to preach about responsible waste management too? You can save it. I have a commitment to my people and my planet that supersedes any other concerns.
Okay, maybe there's someplace else you could dump your waste without harming others.
We don't need outsiders telling us what to do. If the Talaxians want to talk, they can come to us directly.
Let me see if there's another way to get you interested in joining this conversation. Let's have a look. Is that an erosion? No, it's Benthan. Yep.
The Malon have resisted attempts to accept less hazardous waste management practices and continue dumping waste throughout the quadrant. The most at-risk populations are the Talaxians, who have a new colony close to Malon dumping grounds. The Malon have moved into Talaxian space to avoid hierarchy attacks.
Okay.
Diplomatic relations between the Malon and Talaxians are rapidly deteriorating. The Malon have accused the Talaxians of working with the hierarchy, a charge the Talaxians strenuously deny.
Analysis.
The Benthans could possibly pressure the Malon to return to the negotiation table.
Okay. A lot of talking here. I'm not too familiar with your universe. What's going on? Well, this is a holodeck simulation of basically an outcome of temporal manipulation, where the simulation is where they've basically stopped Voyager from entering under space and then awakening the Vardwa. Essentially, we're trying to find a solution on how to stop the Iconian threat by using temporal manipulation to erase something from existence and then alter the outcome of the Iconian war, essentially. And this is just a holodeck simulation. But we're currently at war with the Iconians.
Yes, what is your question? I am rather busy. The Hazari are stepping up their smuggling operations, and the hierarchy's new drive for profits has created a significant increase in attacks on unaligned transports.
Would the Benthans be willing to assist the Talaxians in their negotiation with the Malon?
We have enough to do at the moment without getting into a dispute that doesn't concern us. The hierarchy is harassing our supply lines, and I'm convinced they're behind the losses we've taken over the past 3 months. We're having to double up patrols, which means we're leaving holes the Hazari can slip through. The Malon are a headache we don't need.
If you're using temporal manipulation, then why not make it so they never got so advanced? Well, the problem with temporal manipulation is ripples in the timeline after you change something. So that's what this holodeck simulation is trying to work out. If we just erase the Iconians, it will be, I think they said 5,000 more years before the species develop warp travel. Another one is the Klingons don't become a warrior race, the Vulcans don't embrace logic and conquer the Alpha Quadrant. So you got to take in all considerations and make find an option that doesn't affect the galaxy at whole. So you don't want to lose all of our current stuff. Anyway, I found that working with allies usually brings about positive results.
Yes, what is your question? I am rather busy. The Hazari are stepping up their smuggling. Good luck with that. The Hazari aren't interested in anything but making deals. This whole meeting is just a waste of time. Unity might work where you come from, but I don't have any reason to cooperate with criminals like the Hazari or thugs like the hierarchy.
Well, maybe I could convince them differently. Yeah, the trouble with temporal manipulation is, we could erase ourselves in the process, so we don't want to do that.
What do you want? Did the Benthans make you one of their little deputies? Or was it the Malon? Before everyone broke ties with the hierarchy, they told us what people say about us. Mercenaries. Honorless. Ha! They all deny it. But we know. Now we look out for ourselves.
Fair enough. But yeah. We wouldn't be trying to use temporal manipulation if we didn't have any other choice. But the Iconians are just too powerful. They have too many ships, and we're really struggling in this war. We'd be willing to pull out of Benthan space.
No. We need to make a living, same as the rest of you. If the Benthans would take out the hierarchy on our borders, we wouldn't be forced to move into Benthan space. But no, they won't do that. They don't think mercenaries rate protection.
Oh, sounds like you should be working with the Benthans, not against them.
What do you want? Did the Benthans make you one of their...
If that's how you think,
deputies?
I guess we're done.
Fine. Run back to the Benthans. I'll be here if you want to talk business.
Sorry, but I'm not in the market for mercenaries. Also, Grand Admiral, the Iconians cannot time travel. Because they are energy beings, if they was to go back in time, their brain waves or brain patterns would not retain the present that they left. They would not remember it, so they can't travel. It would just be like Nog said, it'd be like taking a step backwards. And temporal research has been completely banned by the old council, so no one ever researches that far into it. So true, but the Krenim, which are a species that were discovered by Voyager I think they were discovered by Voyager, yeah. Discovered by Voyager in the Delta Quadrant, have basically reinvented, like, temporal manipulation technology, and this is our best chance so far at beating the Iconians. Yeah, and as Vulcans say, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Unraveling this mess could take months, years.
Oh, you're the right man for the job, Ambassador. Take a seat. Okay, Quadrant Threat Report.
The number of planets the hierarchy have taken outright has increased 20% over the past 6 months. A push for higher profits has prompted steady growth of hierarchy territory. Reports of abductions in areas near hierarchy space have increased by 77.2%. However, this data has not been confirmed by outside sources because few Delta Quadrant species are willing to share information with the Federation. Further investigation is needed.
Okay. Ship's log?
Ambassador's log, stardate 87234.5. Our allies in the Kiana system have been invaded by hierarchy forces. The Kiana colony is a small farming community with no strategic value, so the attack simply doesn't make sense. According to one survivor we managed to find, the hierarchy were working with the Ilachi. The Ilachi took captives to an unknown location.
I see. And scan for Iconian activity. Long-range sensors are detecting both Herald and Iconian readings. While they do not appear to be in active conflict with Alliance forces, you're seeing more ships than normal. They are both Herald and Iconian signals in hierarchy space. It appears the Heralds may be using that area as a staging ground for a coordinated attack with the hierarchy on high-value targets throughout the Delta Quadrant. Cross-checking with Voyager's logs show a similar situation in the Alpha and Beta Quadrants. Oh, end program. This one seems to be a dud too. Why are the Iconians attacking you anyways? I believe when 200,000 years ago, the Iconians were attacked by an alliance of other species, and they fled, I want to say, to the Alpha, to the Andromeda galaxy, and they spent the last 200,000 years basically plotting revenge against, like, other sentient races in the Milky Way galaxy, and now they have come to enact their vengeance. But I think there's a little bit more to it, but that's the gist of it. Alright.
Damn, that was useless. The Iconians were so determined to have a hold here that they simply found another species to fit the bill. Maybe if you had been a better negotiator, you would have been able to unite those representatives against the hierarchy. Then, at least we would have had a chance.
And maybe we wouldn't.
This scenario isn't as catastrophic as trying to remove the Iconians, but it's not exactly ideal either. We'll have to try something else.
Yes, this isn't going to work.
You must excuse my husband's harsh demeanor. This has been a very trying time for the Krenim. Thank you for helping us get this far. We'll keep working.
How advanced are they anyway? Well, the Iconians were one of the first, technologically advanced civilizations to evolve after the progenitors seeded the galaxy with life to simulate humanoid life. And they basically have the technology to instantly transport themselves from one location to another anywhere in the galaxy, kind of like a Stargate but without a gate. They currently wield, I want to say, AI constructs to fight in their bidding. They manipulate other races to do their bidding. They construct massive Dyson spheres around stars, and if you know what a Dyson sphere is, they're like giant spherical structures that encompass like a solar system up to say like where Earth is in orbit around the sun. So giant things, and they can move them and teleport them as well, which is crazy. And
trust my wife to be the voice of reason. Perhaps I was too hard on you. I just want to be able to fix all of this. We can't turn back time, but we can change it. Please speak to Gamma Team. Captain Nog thinks very highly of their plan.
Thank you. I'll speak to Gamma Team. What's that? Yeah, we got Dyson spheres ourselves, just closer to the star, and we use them for energy production. Yeah. Well, I think the Iconians use the Dyson spheres as not just for like to gather the star's energy, but basically as footholds that they can move around the galaxy at will. Right, what am I doing? Yeah, and they're also like energy beings as well. So, yeah, and so they basically think themselves immortal and superior to other sentient life. Yeah, God complex, essentially.
Hello. We've been waiting for you. Our team is focusing on delaying tactics. What if Iconia had never been discovered? In 2365, Captain Donald Varley of the USS Yamato found a star chart on Denias 3 that revealed the location of Iconia. I want to redirect a meteor to impact the archaeological site on Denias 3 before Captain Varley begins his excavations. Iconia will remain a myth, and we will not attract the Iconians' attention as early as we did.
But that will just look that. Oh, get words out. But that's just a delay. Another gateway was found a few years later.
True, but if you compare the changes in Iconian technology over the past 200,000 years with what the rest of us have done in the past 2 centuries, it's obvious that the Iconian culture has stagnated while we have advanced rapidly. Additionally, there are other factors in play that could trigger the alliances and sharing of technology that have come about because of the Iconian threat. It's a risk, but it's one that could pay off.
I've heard that before too. I fought energy beings from a different dimension before that just came to us to harvest and turn everything into energy. Ooh. That sounds rather terrifying. I see why you're trying this on a holodeck first.
The program is set for Romulan space. Because the Hobus supernova was caused by direct Iconian interference, we expect Romulus to be intact in this new reality. As such, the Romulan Star Empire should once again be a major power in the quadrant. Your role will be as an officer on a Romulan warbird.
Understood. I'll run the program. Okay. Another thing that the Iconians have the technologically like developed is basically to be able to create omega molecules or omega particles. These are used in transporting the Dyson spheres. Yeah, omega molecules are very dangerous to subspace if used incorrectly. Well, there were 3 different factions and all are hostile to each other as well, so they are not united, but all 3 of them are still very strong. Well, I suppose, do they fight each other? Oh yeah, if they fight each other, at least you can divide and conquer. Alright, let's run the program Gamma. Right, who am I speaking to? Speak with Commander. This one? No, that's an Ulan. Hello. Commander turn. Well, hello.
Ah, Sub-Commander. I'd like to test out some new security passcodes, if you would be so kind as to seal the doors and disable certain, equipment. We need to talk.
Understood, Commander. A lot of infighting between them. Well, at least that helps divide their attention off you then. Seal Thaleron room doors. I mean, they were mostly fighting each other to whoever was last would have gotten the entire galaxy. Oh. So it would have been better for them to keep fighting, I suppose. Destroy themselves, rather than have a single winner. Alright, disable the listening device. Yeah.
Thank you for playing along, Sub-Commander. The Tal Shiar can't hear us now. I need to talk to you about Datan and the Separatists. They've been located near the Dewa system. What we do next could change our future.
The only thing I know about the Separatists is what I've heard through official channels. What do you know?
Datan has been inspired by Spock's teaching. He and many others have left the homeworld and are gathered together in a flotilla somewhere near Tau Dewa. Datan and his allies have been making overtures of peace to both the Federation and the Klingons. Because of this, they have enough support that even the Tal Shiar won't take direct action against them. The Borg are at our borders. The Empire can't fight the Collective and the Separatists at the same time.
So what does this mean for us?
Thank you for playing along, Sub-Commander. The Tal Shiar can't hear us now.
You're not asking if we should attack them, are you?
If I was, I wouldn't have needed you to lock the door. I intend to put Lieutenant Silan in the brig and then take this ship and crew to join the Separatists. Are you with me?
If we do this, we will be traitors to the Empire.
I know. I have tried to work within the system, but the system is broken and corrupt. Datan and his people are building something better. You and I both know it. The crew knows it. We will take this warbird to Datan, and we will finally be free.
We have to do what is best for our people. What's that, Grand Admiral? But if I could send ships over, I would probably send some cruisers over with cloaking and neutronium armor, plus some gamma lasers and gauze cannons. Wow, sounds like you're going in hard. Neutronium armor. Sounds tough. Right. Where am I going? Okay, where's Lieutenant Sealan? Oh, there he is.
Secret conversations between the commander and one of his senior officers?
That's just standard
Very
equipment.
suspicious. Loyal citizens of the Romulan Star Empire have no need for locked doors.
Well, the Federation aren't allowed to use cloaking technology as aligned by the Khitomer Accords that were made with the Romulan Star Empire. Not sure what a gamma laser is, but we use phasers and gauze cannons. Guessing gauze cannons fire high energy projectiles. Nice. Hyper shielding. What was that? Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to accompany the security team to the brig.
Tamer, you are a fool, and you will be the death of everyone on this ship. Datan and his people are terrorists. If you join them, you will share their fate.
You are under arrest. Please comply and you'll not be harmed. My friends, it's time we forge our own destiny.
A destiny free from the tyranny of the Tal Shiar. If we leave, we will have a better, brighter future than what they would allow us. I know it is a step into the unknown, but it is a step we will take together. Throw off your chains. We will join our brothers and sisters in freedom.
Okay.
I wanted to let you know that I am with you and Commander Tamer. Some of my family has left Romulus to join Titan. I'll be proud to join them.
Set a course for the Diwa system. Alright. How strong are those phasers of yours? Well, it depends on what type of phaser, but they are, like, you can modulate how much energy you use within the phaser, so you can have a low yield phaser that barely does anything. You can ramp up the energy so you could make a fair sized crater on a planet. I think it all depends on the energy you put into it. I'm no weapons expert though. I'm a science officer. Notice to all hands, seminar traitors to the myths. The historical executions of traitors to the Star Empire has been moved to 2100 hours. Attendance is mandatory for officers not on duty at the time. Right. Quarter status report. Notice to all ships, commanders, Starfleet vessels have been assisting new Romulans in areas near the neutral zone. Imperial ships are being dispatched in a show of force. Any ships harboring or assisting the Separatists are to be fired upon. There are no exceptions. Ships in Group Gamma are being reassigned to patrol in the area targeted by the Borg. Contacts are regular, but vigilance is needed to eradicate the threat and protect our colony worlds. Term. Let's say on a medium setting, since our cruiser's weapons are medium size. Well, on a medium setting on phasers, it'd probably be enough to say, you know, damage shields, and if the shields were down on an enemy vessel, enough to probably target specific locations on the ship. So you could target engines and disable engines, but you could also like modulate the wave frequency of phasers to do other things. Instead of just high damage, you can use it to transfer energy or to drain energy. Mind you, that'd be like a tachyon beam, something like that. Commander's personal log. Commander's personal log, triple encryption protocol Z6. Guys, is becoming suspicious. I've been speaking to members of the senior staff. The most are in favor of making a run for the flotilla and joining Titan. By remaining cautious, they are doing the right thing, but the Borg are nipping at our heels. Every ship in the fleet loses might, but one needs to protect Romulus. It is in its hour of need, but what's left there to protect? And scan for Iconian activity. Long research show no heralds or Iconian signatures, and there's no reference to heralds in the ship's database. The only reference to the Iconians are in the historical files, and most refer to the Iconians as a myth. They are heightened level of Borg activity throughout the Beta Quadrant, and multiple colony worlds have been assimilated. The Romulan fleet are on high alert, but have not been able to make major inroads against the collective. So in this scenario, the Borg have made inroads into the Beta Quadrant and program. While the gamma lasers emit electromagnetic radiation at an extremely high frequency. Oh, so that was pretty deadly if you're going to get hit by one of them. We also have photon torpedoes, quantum torpedoes, chronoton torpedoes, plasma torpedoes, a wide range of disruptors for all your war needs.
That is the most promising simulation yet. It appears there was some merit to our hypothesis that the Iconians advanced their plans due to early contact.
Well, but it's not perfect by any means.
The readings do indicate higher levels of Borg activity, but it should be an acceptable risk.
Do you think this could be our solution? This is a major alteration to the timeline. We should be cautious.
The data in this simulation does show higher Borg activity than we're currently seeing, but there are no signs of Herald, Iconian, or Solanae presence at all. And while the Romulan Star Empire is restored to their former power, there is a democratic Romulan group opposing the Tal Shiar. And more importantly, Romulus is intact. This is the result many of our Romulan researchers have been trying to bring about.
And what's that? We have no torpedoes, but nano-missile clusters and ship-based artillery cannons. See, in our universe, we don't have any like projectile weapons. Most of our weapons we use on our starships are energy based. So obviously our phasers are high energy beams. Our disruptors are high energy pulses of energy, and our torpedoes are photonic, which use matter antimatter reactions. A quantum torpedo is even deadlier than that. Obviously, chronoton torpedo uses chronotons, and obviously, if plasma is high energy plasma. We have basically got rid of all like projectile weapons. Not to say that there aren't cases where we use them. But this is our reality. We'll be significantly altering everything we know.
The political calculus of the quadrant will change, but the data supports what you saw on the holodeck. No Iconians. We have solid projections. The only suggestion I have now is that you consider it in conjunction with Captain Nog and the Republic representatives here.
I'll discuss it with them, but I'm not making any promises. Yeah, we use a mix between kinetic and energy weapons because most shields in our universe can just either deflect or absorb most, if not all, energy attacks or whatever, but weaker against kinetic rounds. I believe our shields in our universe can basically repel both kinetic and energy, and obviously we can remodulate the the frequency of our shields to basically improve against specific energy. But obviously we do that, then they become weaker to another energy. So if we was to say strengthen against, like, I don't know, polaron energy, but then plasma energy would be stronger. So we kind of have it in a rotating frequency in our universe. That way it protects us in an all-round fashion. Alright then, Captain Nog.
This last test has the most promising results I've seen, and saving the Romulan homeworld is an added bonus. We're not going to have a lot of shots at this. I've been looking at Anorex's work, and I think it's too easy to get into a temporal loop where you try again and again for a specific result, and time starts fighting back. I'm inclined to say this is our best chance. But this will have a huge impact on the reality we know, especially your people, Commander Jirok. I won't give my authorization without hearing from everyone.
We can't move forward without considering the effects on the Republic, Commander Jirok. If we wanted to, we could use plasma throwers and phase disruptors that bypass all shielding. That sounds like a good advantage.
This is difficult. It would change everything for us. We'd have our home back, but the Republic, everything we've built, it would all be gone. But there's still hope. Even in this other reality, Datan has led many Romulans away from Sela and her Tal Shiar thugs.
Well, this impacts the Republic most of all.
The simulation specifically mentioned Datan and a separatist movement. Commander Tamer makes the choice to join Datan, the same choice he made after the homeworld was lost. With Romulus, we could have numbers. More people who have had enough of the Tal Shiar's oppression could join us. Maybe millions more. If Datan is able to get a movement going, even at the height of the Empire's power, I have to believe that change is possible.
Well, what do you think we should do? Temporal manipulation is risky after all.
Make the incursion. The lives we save will be worth the work we'll have to do to reform the Republic. The Tal Shiar wasn't able to stop us the first time. They won't stop us again.
What's that? At first, yes, but then again, with energy point defense cannons, the disruptor rounds will be shot down. True, if you have point defense systems, it does help. And obviously on our ships, our phasers can basically fire rapidly to attack incoming projectiles. So yeah, we also have that advantage for ourselves. If the Romulan Republic thinks it's worth the risk, then we should try it. And may God have mercy on our souls. So we have been informed that the Lisette and the Krenan vessel will be travelling with us to the site of the temporal incursion. The Krenin vessel has the weapon on board, and the Lassette will provide additional security and manpower if needed. Understood. Anything else? All 3 vessels will be temporarily shielded to protect us from changes in the timeline. As long as the shielding holds, we will be able to observe the changes and either interact with them, but we will not be a part of the new timeline. Captain Nog says the temporal shield generators can be damaged. We will need to be careful. We can beam you to the Prometheus as soon as you are ready. Prepare for immediate departure. 1 to beam. Alright.
Target acquired and locked. Activating weapon. Incursion complete.
It will be good to see the world of my birth again.
Huh, didn't turn off the laser. It's great. I love little glitches like that.
Elements? Is that Romulus?
Huh?
It's been completely assimilated.
Ah, damn. Oh, we're down the rabbit hole now.
Yes, I think we have a problem.
A problem?
No. We expected to see some Borg activity, but this can't be right.
What happened?
I agree that this is unexpected, Commander, but we knew there would be anomalies. We need more information. Let's find out where the simulation might have gone wrong.
Stay on the edge of the system. Jurok and I will move in for sensor sweeps. The last thing we need is Borg assimilating the Krenin weapon.
The whole system can't be assimilated, can it? That is a lot of Borg.
Assimilated? Are those the Borg I've heard a bit about? Yes. The Borg, one of the most terrifying races you can encounter in our galaxy. They will stop at nothing to assimilate advanced technology and sentient life into their own collective. Not something you want to see. They use nanoprobes that basically infect sentient life and technology and then basically convert you and your technology into Borg. You can be freed from the Borg collective, but most of the time the implants that result of the assimilation cannot be taken out, so you're forever changed.
Scanning in progress.
According to these scans, the planet has been completely assimilated. I'm not detecting any non-Borg life signs. This is bad. Really, really bad. We need to fix this.
Agreed.
Borg ships decloaking. Red alert.
Shit. Borg now have cloaks. Shields up. Huh. What's that? The Tempest was made completely out of nanites to create everything, but we managed to shut them down just barely by destroying the factory. Yeah, nanite technology or nanites that run amok, especially if they can self-replicate, are very dangerous technology. In another universe, there are other nanites that are literally just called replicators that like to eat everything. You know, like metal technology, and they don't care about organic life. Yeah, but that's in another universe where in this one we have to deal with the Borg. Anyway, shields up.
First the Klingons, now the Borg. Does everyone steal cloaking technology from us?
They got the Borg cube first.
more information before we can fix this. I'll keep the Krenim ship well out of Borg sensor range, while you go in and find out what happened. Hurry. More Borg will be arriving soon.
Won't we be affected by the timeline shift once we leave the ship?
I've modified some personal shield generators to shield you temporally as well. I'm transporting them over now. Hurry. The temporal shielding drains a lot of power. You won't have much time down there before you're unprotected. If that happens, this will be your new reality.
Yeah, Joyce. Understood. We'll get the data. Now let's get this item. Alright. Ready for transport. We have the temporal shields from the away team, sir. And Claude says she's concerned about the weapon. We probably only have one more shot before the capacitors burn out. So we need to get this right now and get back to a timeline that's not overrun by the Borg. Sensors are detecting a mainframe that should have the data you need. The Lisette will remain to protect the Krenim ship while you and Commander Jarek beam down and gather information. Okay, ready for transport. 5 to beam. Energize. What's that? Yeah, we created them but managed to stop them somehow.
A possible solution. With any luck, the Borg will have what we need. Maybe. Our focus is on restoration. There is a computer node in this area of the Unimatrix that should have what we need. Find the node and download all the data you can from the point where we made our incursion. That should help us find out how to fix this.
Alright, we'll find the data.
I'm going to join you. I know this place. Or at least I knew this place. Before we lost the homeworld, it was a Talshar complex. Most of the secrets of our empire were stored here. I thought I was getting my home back, but now the Borg have taken it all away. This is like losing Romulus all over again.
I'll do what I can to help, Commander.
The controls ahead of us will unlock the bulkheads.
Right, yeah.
The whole planet.
Oh, God.
All our people. They're Borg.
Good thing I still got the Borg remodulating, weapons remodulating devices. The thing about the Borg, Grand Admiral, is that we're not quite sure who created them or how they came to be. But they are certainly a pain in the rear end to beat.
I can't believe we were so wrong.
What's that? Their cloak seems like a pathetic excuse for cloaking tech. Doesn't they know they can be easily detected by any sensor tech? I don't. Well, basically, the cloaking technology in this universe, apart from like subspace anomalies or disturbances in the region of a cloaked ship, they are basically undetectable until they decloak. They've adapted. I have the remodulation device, so why are they adapted?
Cover me. I'll override the door controls.
I got you covered. Are these Borg or something else? Are they adapted? Alright. How about some anti-proton damage? Ooh. Ah, God damn it, they've adapted. Oh, these are some tough ass Borg. They're adapting too quickly to our energy weapons. Oh, 300 damage?
Got it.
Oh, better late than never.
We have to find a way to make this right.
Yeah. Hello. Maybe our remodulation devices don't work in this timeline.
Resistance is futile.
Well, I would use kinetic launchers if we actually had them. Our technology has progressed so far that, you know, we don't actually have any.
There. That's the access node console we need.
I could use melee weapon, but I currently don't have any.
Locked. We'll have to circumvent their security measures. Wait! Incoming Borg!
But damn. And ideally, you don't want to get too close to Borg anyway, in case they stick you with nanoprobes. Alright, here we go.
When we lost the homeworld, I thought that was the worst thing that could happen to us.
Good thing fire works, eh? They use like tubular devices that come out of their hand that basically pierce your skin and then obviously inject the nanoprobes. The results of the nanoprobes are almost immediate, even though it takes a couple hours for you to...
will be assimilated.
Even though it takes a couple hours for you to lose your self-control of your body and completely go over to the Borg, they start to spread and start to change things almost straight away.
This was Romulan technology once, but it's been completely assimilated. Hakiv?
You will become one with the Borg.
God damn.
Resistance is futile.
Huh. Resistance is not futile. Ah! Almost got him. There he is. Disintegrated. Very nice. Input query. Open temporal records. Accessing. Drone 2 of 18 reporting to Alcove 12 Gamma blah blah blah. Break down records by year and provide a summary of events for Romulus system only. Display results with oldest entries first. Filtering. Stardate Romulan system added to the collective. Unimatrix established in orbit of Romulus designated Unimatrix 652. Stardate Blair. All adjuncts of Unimatrix 652 redesignated into Trans Trixies 1152 throughout 1274. Download there.
It looks like the main invasion of Romulan space occurred about 20 years ago. Something happened in the Delta Quadrant. The Borg assimilated something that greatly improved their technology. They adapted, evolved, and my people, they didn't have a chance. Maybe it's our fate to lose Romulus.
Before the Tempest, we had certain personal shield generators that would stop almost all energy weapons and disintegrate anything not energy. We have personal shields as well, but physical attacks, you know, can probably still get through. Depends on your shield modulation. They're most efficient against energy weapons, but they're not that strong. They do deplete very quickly. All we can do now is to try and restore the previous timeline. Maybe this will help. There are Borg signatures on approach. You need to get out of there, sir. 5 to beam up. Energize.
Let's get out of here. There are more than 20 Borg ships on an intercept course.
Understood.
More Borg on the way. Borg decloaking.
There we go. No. They jump in then cloak. It's not fun, is it? Nog!
We're losing power. Send the data now before we lose temporal shielding.
Send the data now.
Focus on your repairs. We will make sure the data is preserved.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Data is compressed and ready.
Yes, they can travel at warp speed under cloak.
Secure channel confirmed.
Shields down.
Targeting the transwarp network.
Firing the weapon, now!
Oh, even more down the rabbit hole.
The Borg are gone. But so is Romulus.
And what is that?
Romulus isn't the only thing we lost. Temporal shielding is failing.
What happened?
The Borg did too much damage to the generators. If we lose the temporal shielding, we'll all reintegrate with the timeline.
Has anything else changed?
Checking? No. The Trutarians. They're
What?
gone.
How?
I see the problem. 20 years ago, your people tried to replicate the work of the Solanae to protect themselves from the Borg. They failed.
Temporal shield is at 8%.
No, I need to restabilize the shields.
I'm downloading my personal files into the shielded core. You'll have all my research notes and everything we've recorded from this mission.
You're giving up? When the shield fails, if the Tutarians were lost in the past, then you'll be lost too.
Temporal shield is losing integrity.
Is there anything we can do?
No, we all knew the risks. I love...
Bugger me. Oh, I knew this temporal manipulation was risky. There has been a development, Captain. Captain Nog, Commander Jerk, and the Krenan researchers are waiting for you in the conference room to go over their findings. I'll meet them there. Yes. Yeah, we have laws on temporal manipulation, time travel, alterating the past. Yeah, and we have strict laws that prohibit it. Yeah, but this war has driven us to choose some very risky courses of action. Unfortunately, we're here now. Everything seems rather normal. What's changed?
We found a temporally shielded computer core, and it shows 2 uses of the Krenan weapon. But as far as I know, the Iconians are still out there. We changed the timeline, but we didn't fix our most important problem.
How different is the world?
We won't be sure until we finish analyzing the data, but the Krenan weapon was used twice. I remember being on the bridge of the Krenan ship and seeing a readout with a far lower power reserve than had just been there a moment before. I'm sure you had a similar situation.
I did.
As to the greater differences, we'll know more soon. I only hope the ripples from what we did today don't start a tsunami.
Agreed.
We found a temporally shielded... We haven't dug that far into the data yet, and it will take some in-depth investigation to catalog all of the changes. Noi is going to lead the group taking care of that. I will say it is odd to find personal logs I don't remember making.
I imagine that would be strange.
Very. But from what we've already seen, it appears the reason the weapon was fired twice was because we had to try to correct a change we made. Technology like this seems so simple, but even the smallest change can make more trouble than it solves. We have to be more cautious. Far more cautious than we've already been, I suppose. The next mistake might not be fixable. Time alteration might not be the answer. There are some problems that can't be solved with a weapon. But time travel... Look, whatever happens, it was good working with you. I hope we have the chance to do so in the future.
Same to you, Captain Nog. Good working with you too. Okay.
I was conducting another simulation, and all of a sudden I got an emergency call telling me to stop everything. I will be looking at whatever data we managed to save to try and determine what went wrong. Maybe we can try again after we know more.
I hope you can find something. We can't afford another incident like that.
It has been good to have you here, but we will have to consider if time alteration is really the best course of action. Of all the records we have of time travel, few have as drastic a result as this. Perhaps removing elements from the time stream isn't the solution we need.
I totally agree with you. Goodbye.
We've put so much hope into using the Krenan technology to solve our problems. Perhaps I was caught up in the possibilities and blind to the potential for disaster. We tried and we failed. But this isn't the end. We'll keep looking at the simulations as well as any other option open to us. I have to have faith that we will find a way to defeat the Iconians.
We'll discover what happened and move on from there. It's all we can do, Commander.
I have a lot of information to analyze. The shielded core appears to have made it through the process intact, and will give us a wealth of data on the timeline and how the changes have affected it. Clearly, you made a mistake somewhere. I still feel this is the best technology available to us, but we will need minds sufficient to the task to operate it.
I love how he just blames me for everything. Goodbye. So I'm concerned about using time travel to solve the Iconian situation. But is it one of the only options we have that they don't? I hope whatever the Alliance decides to do, we don't end up in a worse situation than we're already in. Are you ready to be transported back to the Prometheus? Yes. 1 to beam aboard. Energize.
Captain Nog tells me that the initial test of the Iconian weapon was less than promising. He says that he and his team have a great deal of data still to analyze. But I do not believe they will find much that will assist us. Removing elements from the time stream is reckless, and while our options are limited, we should not destroy ourselves in a fruitless effort to destroy the Iconians. It is time to consider all of our alternatives.
I totally agree with you, Captain Kagran. What's that? He was very agnostic, yeah. What we got? Omnidirectional anti-chronoton infused tetron beam. Ooh. 530, that's nice. Chronoton torpedo, no. 20% maximum shield capacity. Let's go with the omnidirectional anti-chronoton infused tetron beam.
The war continues,
Alright.
and all of our warriors are needed to fight.
Aye aye.
One way or another, the war ends today. The Iconians are massing for a final push towards the key worlds of the Alliance. We are gathering any remaining forces to mount a defense. And perhaps, if we are fortunate, we will be able to turn back time.
Well, I hope we have an outcome to this war that's beneficial for us, Captain. Let's begin our final mission within the Iconian War story arc. Let's go. Midnight.
You are cleared for docking.
The Credum temporal phasing technology makes this one of the few safe rallying points for what remains of the Alliance fleet. Captain, I hope I'm not speaking out of line, but I'm looking forward to paying back the Iconians for all the ships and friends that are missing from this muster. I miss them too, but right now I need to check in with some of the other captains about our orders. Rightio. We finally have our dark matter reactor technology back. Ooh. See, in this universe, we still have some difficulty understanding dark matter and dark energy. We know how to detect it. We know how to, like, what it interacts with, but we probably still don't know what it is. As far as I'm aware, anyway. Talk to these people.
Years of pain and strife, and it comes to this? I cannot believe that this is how we will end. Our suffering, our struggles cannot be rendered so meaningless. You know what we have been through. This bitter taste, this grief that washes over me, cannot be the last thing that I feel. We will rise again from this. We must.
Jolon True, Commander Jark. Captain?
Glad you're here. We've been fighting non-stop and it feels like we're barely making a dent. Command says we're preparing for our last chance. I hope they have an ace up their sleeve, because I can't see a way to defeat the Iconians in a straight military battle. Whatever happens, just remember that you'll always have the Enterprise at your side.
Thank you, Captain Sean. That was that. Now to just get back to the shielding and engine technology. Yeah, it's very hard to mine, and well, generating it requires a huge facility just to generate a bit of it. See, in our universe, for our engine cores, we use something called dilithium. that with a matter-antimatter reaction, basically, that powers our ships. Very efficient, very powerful in terms of energy produced, but if we have a warp core breach, it makes a big bang, put it that way. Yeah. And obviously Romulan technology uses micro-singularities, basically miniature black holes, to power their starships instead of warp cores, which is pretty impressive technology.
The High Command is still intact, and Kronos remains unconquered. Even so, this war cannot be won if we lose Earth. The Bortesque will fight until she can fight no more, as will I. If this is to be our end, then I will meet it with blade in hand and blood in my teeth. I can ask for no greater honor than to fight beside an ally who has shown this courage time and again.
Kapla, Captain Korn. It's grim, sir. Most people are trying to stay hopeful, but we've all lost so much in this war. The pressure is just wearing everyone down. We should go to the briefing. Maybe Captain Kagran has some good news. Let's go. Good news is what I need to hear. This war can't continue. Too many lives have been lost already.
We have defeated one Iconian, but the cost to do so was too high. The Iconian forces are too numerous for us to sustain such a strategy. We have been forced to our last resort. The Crinim time ship has been modified, and we can use it to generate a portal to send us back to the ancient time of Iconia. Once there, we must prevent any Iconians from escaping the destruction of their home world. If necessary, we must kill the remaining Iconians ourselves.
Talk about extreme measures. What's that? For standard thrusters, we use impulse technology, which is powered by its own fusion reactor, but by injecting it with dark matter, it can create a stronger thrust. Yes, our ships use impulse engines for sublight speeds, and they have their own fusion reactors. Also, we also use like maneuvering thrusters and RCS for like docking and small maneuvers. Well, our time travel experiments have all failed so far.
We presumably failed at temporal incursion, changing things in the past while remaining in a bubble of temporally shielded current time. This allows the timeline to unfold as it will, almost randomly. My team and I have been working on an alternative method that will actually send someone back in time to the past, where they can directly affect the timeline and help to guide it along the desired path. We've been running some basic scenarios that leave us quite hopeful that we can aid in the original attacks on ancient Iconia to ensure there are no survivors for us to deal with in the present.
What's that? Yeah, for sublight we use impulse, and for fast and light we use slipstream hyperdrives. Slipstream hyperdrives? Does that mean you travel into subspace with your hyperdrives? Obviously our technology, we use warp drive, which basically we create a static warp bubble around our ship that kind of like takes us out of normal space slightly, yeah, and allows us to move faster than light without essentially exceeding the speed of light inside our bubble, so we don't enter the Doppler effect, so time doesn't go faster relative to us on the outside. We also have slipstream technology that basically allows us to dive into a corridor subspace for short periods of time. We also have transwarp technology, which I'm still fuzzy on the details on that, and obviously there's an occasional wormholes that we use, but we can't generate wormholes ourselves. There are other forms of fast light travel that have been discovered and documented throughout time, but the most effective and most commonly used is warp travel. Does that mean you could travel like light years quicker than, say, warp travel? In another universe that I'm familiar with, ships can travel from one galaxy to another using hyperspace in just a few weeks. Whereas it takes us a long time. For instance, it would take us 75 years of Warp 9 to travel 70,000 light years. At best speed, anyway. And we can't maintain high warp speeds for long. Alright. This seems like an exceedingly risky plan, and even if it works, we will be engaging in genocide.
We cannot sustain this war. The Iconians will destroy or conquer every species in the galaxy if we do not stop them now. There is no guarantee that this plan will work, but if we do not try, we will certainly lose everything. Our long-range sensors have detected signs of transit from the Iconian spheres. The Iconians must be preparing their heralds for another large-scale invasion. We are gathering our remaining forces to make our stand.
Well, we can't exactly use the hyperdrives to travel outside of the galaxy because they need hyperspace routes, but we can travel on the fastest speed indefinitely as long as they travel on a hyperlane. So obviously in the universe I am in now, we could just go in any direction using warp travel, and in the other universe that I'm familiar with, you can basically use hyperspace to travel like through planets and stars. Now stars are like they can have effects on warp hyperdrive travel, hyperspace, but yeah, essentially you remove yourself from normal space and enter subspace that you can travel in any direction you want, as long as you plot a course in the other galaxy. Alright, well, I'm not a big fan of genocide, but what choice do we have now? Begin the briefing.
The Iconians have picked our next battlefield, and it is the Sol system.
Oh crap.
If Earth falls, we have lost this war. We have one move left to us, and it is to move this war to a battlefield of our own design. We will attack the Iconians in the past. We've identified that the Iconians were forced from their homeworld in an attack 200,000 years ago. We will take part in that attack and ensure there are no survivors to fight us in the present. Noy's team is busy reconfiguring the time ship. There are no guarantees, even with time travel on our side. We must hold out long enough for a ship to pass through a temporal portal. That means fighting this fight and every other until this technology is complete.
Captain, this goes against everything we stand for. Everything we've been fighting for.
You talk of honor and duty and freedom. All of these will just be words if we fail. We can try to live up to these ideals when we survive.
I love how it just pulls out a weapon, like, you know? Yeah, you know, Starfleet and the Federation do not engage in acts of genocide. Yeah, and you're willing to do genocide? I'm not entirely down with that. What was that? We will enter another dimension, so to say, so that lets us travel that fast, but stars and planets create a sort of shadow that can destroy the ship. If they travel through these shadows, the ship will be destroyed. So that's why you need hyperspace lanes, so you can avoid stellar bodies. Makes sense. But how do you plot these hyperspace lanes?
I don't agree with this course of action. It goes against everything that Starfleet was founded on. That being said, I can't think of any better options. We've been unable to turn the tide of this war.
Computers.
I will defend Earth until my final breath. I just want to make sure that if we win, we do so without becoming everything we're fighting against.
I totally agree. We shouldn't abandon our principles in the face of difficult times. Well, we've already done time travel, so what's a little bit of genocide to, you know, add to the list?
All this talk about staying true to some grand principles is meaningless. Let's first win this war by whatever means are necessary. I'd be happy to let my descendants worry about asking for forgiveness for my actions.
I look forward to having that talk with the future members of the Gerot family. Ah, dear. Surely there's got to be another way than to wipe the Iconians out before they evacuate the planet 200,000 years ago.
We have a tremendous fight ahead of us that we need to prepare for. Do not distract yourself with philosophical debate. If you are doing right by yourself and your crew, those are the only measures necessary for determining honor. I will see you in battle.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's a philosophical debate. It's more of an ethical debate. You know, wiping out or killing off the rest of the Iconians is, it's not exactly the right thing to do, is it? It is always a pleasure to fight beside you. Kapla, Captain Corin. Alright. Prometheus. Wonderbeam. They can create a route from anywhere to everywhere and else, but you need to exit hyperspace when in close to a gravity field. I see. So it has its drawbacks. The Iconians have begun their attack. Incoming hail from Captain Kagran. Put it on screen.
I've gotten word from Nori. They've completed their modifications, and the Crinim time ship is on its way. We must hold off the heralds long enough for the Crinim ship to arrive and generate a portal. Once the portal is open, we will go back in time to ancient Iconia and try to change history. But first, we must survive long enough to do so.
Oh, where can we shore up defenses?
Enterprise here. We've intercepted a group of heralds. Can you give us a hand with them?
Acknowledge, Enterprise. We're on the way.
This is the USS Hood. Our attack group is taking heavy losses.
RR
Very nice.
Metrics responding to your call for assistance, Hood.
Alright, shields up, red alert. Maximum power to weapons. Let's help out the Enterprise. Let's go, people. Oh, bloody solar gateways, man. Oh, it's an attract beam. Not good. Rightio, Captain. I see Cleveland, I got you.
Fields are failing. All hands,
got the escape pods. Alright, shipyards. Hey, the USS Defiant. How's it going?
The shipyards are losing integrity. We need someone on damage control, or we may lose them before the ships in dock can mobilize.
Akagi here. We've restored main power. Thanks for keeping the gantries intact. Bringing the Fighting 99th Attack Wing into battle now.
This is ESD control. We're losing life support and transporters are offline.
Ooh. Oh! God damn transphaser torpedoes. Yeah, the Iconians can they can basically open up a portal and literally just appear out of nowhere, from anywhere. Out of the way, ship. Oh, space dock's taking damage. Now I kind of want to steal some of their technology if I had a way to come over. Yeah, their technology is advanced. Captain, the Heralds are maneuvering to attack the Alliance fleet exposed flank. We need to move quickly to intercept them before they can disrupt our battle lines. Acknowledged. They use transphasic. Is that Dominion ship? That's a Dominion fleet.
I told you I'd be back. And this time, I brought friends.
Fucking hell, Sealer.
Brought together forces from every quadrant of the galaxy.
I hope you're happy to see me. It doesn't look like things have been going too well so far. I left because I needed to find allies for this war. Ones who you couldn't or wouldn't talk to. The Dominion understands the Iconian threat, and they are quite eager to protect their stake in this galaxy.
Huh. Bloody Sealer, she comes out of nowhere. Transphasic phasers. Yes, I believe that's what they use. According to my damage logs, anyway, I got hit by transphasic beams and torpedoes. So, whatever it is, yeah, that's what it is. Your timing is always impeccable, Sealer.
The Herald ships are regrouping. We should use this respite to our advantage. Form up at the KIS Anarax. We must protect it long enough for it to activate a time portal. Once the portal is stabilized, we can use it to go back to Iconia's past and hopefully undo this war before it starts.
That's our only option.
Our situation is desperate. If we fail here, Earth will fall, and Kronos won't have much hope of standing without it.
Well, this is the last chance then. I'll see you in the past, Captain.
I am arriving with the time shield. We must protect it until the portal is safe.
Uh-oh, big ship. It's an advanced tactical escort. Yeah. They keep coming.
Enter it now.
Alright. Yeah, the Prometheus was commissioned to deal with the Vardwar threat.
Energizing temporal emitters. The time portal is open and stable.
Go! Get through that portal!
Setting a course now.
The Heralds are firing on the portal!
The portal is destabilizing. Hurry!
More gateways. An Iconian flagship is moving in.
This is the moment of your extinction.
Not today. Everyone, form up and cover our six.
Theirs not to make reply. Theirs not to reason why. Theirs but to do and die. Into the Valley of Death rode the 600.
Damn. Jose, I shouldn't be there.
Evaluating astrometrics. Confirmed. We have traveled back approximately 200,000 years. Only our two ships made it through.
There are no signs of Captain Cogran or his ship. We will have to continue the mission without him.
Captain, we've done some preliminary scans of our temporal location. Noya has put us exactly where and when we need to be on Iconia, about 2 hours ahead of the time we have for the attack on this world. Thanks, Tiana.
Perfect. This will give us a moment to get our bearings and figure out how best to prevent the Iconians from escaping their doom. There are only 12 Iconians that we've encountered, so trying to deal with just those 12 will be a much easier task than trying to take on this whole world.
Well, let's see what we can learn about these people in the time we have. Yes, Grand Admiral? I love how it just says greet alien, like, yeah.
Greetings of the whole to you, strangers, and welcome to Iconia. My name is Matararen, and I am a herald of Matara. Before I can allow you to pass, I must scan you to ensure that your technology is of a sufficient level for you to be allowed access to our city. This will only take a moment.
Well, they don't look like the energy beams now. They look pretty organic. You restored it and re-engineered it into a mega shipyard. Nice. Get building those ships then. By all means, Herald of Matara.
Your technology is sufficient, but your chronoton particles are substantially out of phase. Please follow me. You must speak to my mistress.
Lead the way then, Herald.
Remember why we are here. Every Iconian must die in the bombardment, and their technology cannot be taken. If even one Iconian escapes, this could all be for nothing.
I know what our mission is, but I'm not sure it's the right thing to do. 20 ships at the same time. Very nice. Almost on as the Utopia Planitia shipyards on Mars can produce a couple hundred ships at the same time. Yeah.
I recommend we begin by infiltrating their government building. We need access to their data and the gateway controls.
Agreed. We can't allow any of their technology to escape. Bloody hell, they're running.
You've seen the ruins of a once mighty empire. This is Iconia at the height of its power.
Good. Oh, hard light. Very nice. Gotta love hard light technology. Matara. Oh, I remember you. I killed you.
I apologize for the interruption, Honored One. These travelers have just arrived at our city. Their chronoton particles are out of phase, and per your instructions, I have brought them to you.
Yeah, but how many separate shipyards are there? There is a singular station, same with how my other shipyards can also produce 20 ships. So 20 stations, 40 ships. Starfleet shipyards are essentially like, you have planetary base shipyards that probably start to build a shell of the ship, and then it is moved into orbit into a dry dock when obviously you can finish building it. But there are like a few hundred different dry docks, yeah, So, like, each dry dock can make one ship, but pretty quickly.
Thank you, Mataran. You may return to your station. Greetings, friends, and welcome to Iconia. It is highly unusual to receive visitors with such unusual chronoton signatures, and yet we have had 2 in less than a cycle. Do you know a being named Cogran?
Yes, we were separated from Cogran on our journey here.
Wonderful. He will be quite pleased to reunite with you. You should be able to find him in the residential district. I imagine you passed through the same chronoton-charged nebula he did. That would account for the anomalous readings.
Yes, we did pass through that nebula. Is there anything else we need to know?
Since you are explorers like Cogran, I suggest you speak to Lemiran. She is the keeper of our world heart, a repository of all knowledge and a genetic record of the worlds we have visited. The astrometrics data in the world heart could prove quite useful to you. Do you have any questions?
Grand Admiral, that doesn't seem too efficient. Well, most of our ships are built using automated procedures, so it's quite efficient. You know, not a lot of manual labor is involved until, like, the ship's been built. Right, what are the Heralds?
Our world teems with life, but we were the first to become self-aware. Time is no enemy to us. An Iconian can live thousands of years, but our numbers have always been few, and as the years passed, we understood that would not change. Needing servants and companions, we found a local population that could be molded and shaped to suit our purposes.
You said they were energy beings. Doesn't seem like energy beings I've seen. Well, in the present, they are energy beings, like coursing with energy. This is like 200,000 years ago, so maybe they evolved in the 200,000 years from now, in the past, to my current present time. Alright, Matara, go on.
At first, we used them as beasts of burden, or for tasks that were too difficult or dangerous to do ourselves. I imagine your own species has similar creatures. Over the years, machines and technology began to replace many of those functions. And as technology advanced, what we needed from the Heralds changed as well. Ultimately, we needed beings who could think for themselves. Our genetic reshapers transformed the Heralds from beasts to companions. Now we have achieved a kind of symbiosis. The Heralds perform the routine tasks that keep our society moving. We provide leadership, technological advancement, and defense.
What is your relationship with the Heralds?
We are patrons, parents, and perhaps even gods to the Heralds. In turn, they are our hands, our eyes, and our pets. Each Herald is created to fulfill a specific function for his master. For example, it is my duty to interact with visitors to our world, but I cannot always be there to greet them. Mataran stands in my stead, examining those who seek our gifts and bringing any special guests, like yourself, to me.
Huh, okay. I love how they call them, like, pets.
We begin with a particular genetic line. Sometimes we will use archived genetic material from the world heart, but most often we simply take what we need from heralds who already perform a similar service. We then resequence the genetic material in utero, removing any defects and enhancing natural abilities the herald will need. We also modify their behavior to ensure loyalty and remove unwanted aggression. Once they are born, we begin an intensive training process. Heralds mature very quickly, so by the time their training is complete, they are fully grown and ready to serve.
They kind of sound like the Dominion with the Jem'Hadar, yeah, like cloning. Well, I don't know if it's necessarily cloning. They are creating them, but is it clone or is it like unique? Anyway, that is all for now. And Grand Admiral Shadow, very nice. A strategic coordination center. Lemerin. Greet Lemerin.
Greetings, travelers. Are you explorers, or do you come seeking our wisdom and guidance? Either way, I apologize. I am rather occupied at the moment. Please, return later. I should have time to speak to you then.
Okay, well, I am travelers. We're explorers. We explore the galaxy. And what wisdom and guidance do you provide? And what can you tell me about the World Heart?
The World Heart is the repository of all our knowledge. It contains the genetic information of every species on Iconia and all of our colony worlds. With it, we can colonize and repopulate an entire world, shaping it to resemble our home in just a few short years.
Very nice.
It also holds a record of our culture, history, literature, and philosophy. This is why we call it the World Heart. It is, in a very real way, the center of our civilization.
Oh, thank you. Well, these guys don't seem like...
The changes we see in the Iconians are too great to be simple evolution. The Iconians shape themselves and the Heralds into weapons. Genetic engineering that is both efficient and terrible.
Yeah, they don't seem aggressive. Whatever happens to them must have changed. Yeah, it's Kagran. What up?
You made it. Something must have gone wrong as we entered the portal that disrupted synchronization. I arrived 2 weeks ago. I remained cloaked, scanned the planet for several days, and then came to the surface as an explorer, seeking to open diplomatic relations with the Iconians. My ship is using the magnetic fields above the poles to help conceal its presence.
What have you found?
The Iconians of this time are nothing like the ones we know. They are flesh and appear to be friendly and peaceful, if a bit arrogant with those they see as lesser. Come. They will allow us to move through the city freely. You should see this for yourself.
Well, most superior life forms do look down to the lower life forms, don't they? And so I'm sure you're familiar with the concept of a science nexus and matter decompressor. A little bit familiar. We have a lot to see, Kagran.
Kagran is either a fool or he's being manipulated by the Iconians. Either way, he might jeopardize the mission. We'll need to watch him closely.
You're both a problem. I'll make my own choices. He has a point, no?
Someone's calling for help.
An injured herald. This could be a chance to learn about their physiology. Perhaps even find a weakness.
Okay, always the skeptic.
Hello. Can you help us? My herald is injured, and I cannot leave him. I need someone to bring us some healing supplies.
Okay, I will assist you.
Thank you. There should be a healer nearby.
I will find them.
Do you require assistance, visitor?
Are you a healer? We are in need of medical assistance.
Certainly. However, I do not detect any injuries or maladies in your physical form. What do you require?
I have a headache. No. It's not for me. One of Velar's heralds is injured.
Oh, of course. It is our duty and privilege to care for our heralds. I will follow you to the patient.
Thank you, Siken.
We'll see who the lesser race is.
Follow me. You just...
I have spent days among these people. They are very proud and very strong.
Thank you, Traveler. I appreciate your assistance.
What do you think of the Iconians?
How do you feel about your creator?
The Iconians are parent, teacher, master, friend. They are our rulers and our gods, and I am grateful for their guidance. They give purpose and structure to our lives. We would not exist without them.
Okay. I love it. How would you feel about your creators? Well, I don't really have a creator unless you count my parents. How do they treat you?
Exceedingly well. We do what manual labor needs to be done, as well as other tasks. And in return, the Iconians give me all I could need or want. I know it might sound like enforced servitude to you, but I don't see it that way. The Iconians are our beginning and our end. I am nothing without my mistress, and serving her is my greatest joy.
Okay, that is all for now.
The Iconians' affection for their pets is a weakness. We can exploit that.
I am not so sure. After all, we've seen how the Iconians will transform their pets. The Heralds are merciless killing machines. They have killed multitudes during this war.
Deaths that we will avenge here. No more waiting. We need to finish our mission.
Indeed.
I don't understand why you're bothering to help these people. We need to find the gateway controls, sabotage them, and be done with it. This could all be over if you'd let it.
It's not the right time. We have to make sure that nobody escapes. It's my job to help people in need. The circumstances are irrelevant. I'm just lulling them into a false sense of security. Definitely the middle one. I am a Starfleet officer. First, that means I render assistance to anyone in need of help. The Nexus just focuses on research and helping out the lead researchers, and the decompressor digs into black holes using singularities to extract raw minerals and processes, and smelters refine the ore into pure minerals. Oh, you use black holes for resources. It's quite advanced technology.
Clearly the Iconians have a highly developed sense of the aesthetic.
That's fine, but what we need is to know more about their technology. And we're going to a park.
When you have technology as advanced as the Iconians, wonders can be found anywhere you look. We should talk to that officer over there.
Hello?
I see you are interested in this device. We are testing a new method of encryption. So far, it has proven to be most effective. To access the console, you must solve a series of problems that we believe only an Iconian could answer. Unfortunately, I fear the console is stuck in a testing phase, which is why I am protecting it. It may be a waste of time. You appear intelligent enough, but I doubt you or any of our other visitors could solve even the easiest of problems in the algorithm.
What's that? Black holes for minerals, yes, and spheres for energy production. So do you actually use the event horizon of the black hole, or do you use the accretion disk for gathering resources? Or does it not matter? Then let me watch the console for you. Namiran says she needs to see you right away.
I am not supposed to leave this area unwatched, but all of my heralds are performing other duties. And if Elmiran sent you, very well. Thank you, Traveler. I will not be long.
You shouldn't keep her waiting, Betren. Please enter your selections. Decode encryption algorithm 01. Alright, please input the correct solution to follow problem. How many exotic spheres are possible in 7 dimensions? $28. Given a population of diploid organisms that mate randomly, with 9% of the population homologous recessive for a particular trait, calculate the percent that are heterogeneous for the trait. Alright. Access security file Ichabod. Well, the singularities from the decompressor dig directly into the black hole itself and take the minerals from there. Oh, from the event horizon. Sounds interesting. I thought black holes essentially consume matter. Mind you, yeah. And obviously, black holes give off Hawking radiation. That's as much as I know. Yeah. Access security file Ichabod. The Ichabod have made no secret that they convert our gateway technology. Unfortunately, they are a warlike species. Soon after their developed rudimentary warp drive technology, they used it to attack and enslave several inhabited worlds. The Ichabod have also made several attempts to covertly access our consoles and steal our technology. Although officially we are not at war, we should be extremely cautious with the Ichabod. Access to gateways is strictly off limits for the Ichabod, and a herald will be assigned to monitor all movements of Ichabod representatives in the area near gateway access points. Download there. Well, that is true, but with the right equipment, you can also extract matter from the black hole. I suppose that's a pretty good form of gathering matter, considering how big black holes are. There must be a lot of it. Access security file Denasians. The Denasians have made repeated requests for medical technology. Analysis of their biomedical ethics, however, indicate that at their primitive level of development, they have an 84.6% chance of doing themselves harm with genetic engineering and a 74.2% chance of using it for biological warfare. Although thus far their dealings with us have been honourable, a plague on their world has increased their demands for our gene manipulators. Our recommendation is to continue to supply the Denasians with medical supplies and antigens, but to withhold other medical technology. Download it. Well, we use 4 gravity tunnelers and 1 main extractor. Well, as long as it works.
It is just as I surmised. The Iconians are following their own version of the Prime Directive. They are attempting to protect lesser developed species from acquiring technology that they may not use wisely or well.
So they're kind of like the Federation. The evidence does point in that direction. Does that matter? We know what they will become. What do you think, Sealer? Well, I ain't gonna ask Sealer. Well, the evidence does point in that direction.
Not so fast. We've only heard one side of the story. I'd like to know what some of the other visitors here think about the oh-so-noble Iconians.
Agreed, let's find out.
We will gladly give you the medicines you require, but our genetic engineering technology is off limits.
The medicine will help with this plague, but what about the next one?
Looks like a goblin.
We need the ability to take care of ourselves, but you won't give us the means to do so.
I am sorry, but we have extremely stringent rules about who can use our technology. There are many species who are not yet ready to use our gifts safely and wisely. One moment, Falkar. Yes? May I help you?
Yes. Let's have a look. Our people have a similar policy regarding technology to protect developing societies. I think you're right to restrict access. Our people have a similar policy regarding technology to protect developing societies, but access to genetic resequencers could help Falkar's people. You should give it to him. Technology belongs to those who can either create it or take it by force. I've never understood the need to protect people who are perfectly capable of knowing what they want. Falkar's people are trying to survive. They need that technology, and I won't blame them if they try to take it by force. Well, as a Starfleet officer that upholds the principles of the Federation, I will go with the top one.
Yes, I will take your opinion under advisement, but ultimately, this is an Iconian matter. You are simply another visitor on our world.
I hear a little bit of, in your voice, you know. I leave you to it then. Can't think of the word then. Arrogance, maybe? Ichabod.
We haven't made much headway trying to reverse engineer the gateways, but just imagine what we could do with it.
Oh, I have. You could move an army in the blink of an eye. Think about what would happen if all these heralds just showed up on your planet. Oh, they'd take over in a day. I'm still trying to acquire some of their data. Have you had any luck yet?
Nothing yet. Despite all their openness and hospitality, the Iconians have everything on lockdown. I can't even get near the building where they keep the world heart without some herald stopping me. If I were the Iconians, I too would think twice about giving people like these advanced technology.
Agreed.
This doesn't prove anything. So the Iconians had their reasons for withholding technology. I don't care, and neither do their enemies. We know the bombardment is imminent. This world will be obliterated, no matter how much you sympathize with the Iconians. And don't forget what we're here to do. There can be no survivors.
You don't see any echoes of yourself in these people, Seela? You're right, let's get to work. I can see both sides of the argument. Definitely the top one. It's hard to not sympathise with the Iconians. So we're detecting an armada of ships and long-range sensors. Multiple configurations. Avoid detection at all costs.
Tell your ships to drop into orbit above the polar region. My ship is cloaked there.
Prometheus, take up polar orbit above the planet. And thanks to those materials, I can start restoring our That's a city planet, yeah? A city that covers a planet. Anopolis. Bit of tongue twister that one. So you create more alloys and consumer goods for the people.
Excuse me, but I require assistance. We have lost contact with several of our colony worlds. I am attempting to increase the range of this communications console to re-establish the connection. But I need another set of hands to adjust the frequency while I attempt to dial in the proper network levels. All of my heralds are currently working on the evacuation. Would you be willing to help me?
I'll do what I can to assist you. Realign phase discriminators.
Curious. Our communications should be reaching the colonies, but I am not receiving any response to my messages. Something terrible must have happened. We were not concerned about the lesser races. Not at first. They were like children who wanted things they could not understand. It was our duty to protect them, to guide them. In time, when they were ready, we would have shared all of our gifts.
What will you do now?
I do not know. If the colony worlds have fallen, then I am sorry. Please excuse me. I must speak to our leaders.
Okay, what do you say? But I can understand the Iconians not wanting to share that technology. We didn't share our technology with the old council as well, and it ended up with us in exile outside the galaxy with basically nothing left at first, and then in our ignorance we created the nanites. True, but at the same time a significantly advanced race, sharing highly advanced technology with lower life forms that do not have the understanding or the ability to use such technology could lead to that planet's destruction. Imagine giving matter-antimatter technology to, I don't know, World War II Earth. It would not go well. Oh, best of luck to you.
We already know the evacuation did not save them.
But the gateway on New Romulus remained active for a time.
Then we must cut off that path, now, before anyone escapes.
Alright, yeah.
Welcome, traveler. I apologize for my earlier absence. Do you have questions about our world?
Who is attacking you?
We have had contact with many worlds in our journeys, but we have found no people equal to our own. Some of the others resent the blessings our people enjoy. They seek to take that which we will not give.
Or in our case, dark matter technology to anyone who doesn't even know about the existence of dark energy and dark matter. True. I just need to go to the toilet a sec. Before I continue, I'll be back. Why did you deny them access?
Our policy is not to share our technology with species who are not sufficiently advanced to use our gifts wisely. When a society encounters advanced technology, before they are ready, they often don't have the cultural or social development to handle it appropriately. This leads to war, genocide, and many other ills. We would protect the younger species from those tragedies. Our people believe also that each species has a unique destiny. To disrupt their path toward that destiny is wrong. All of the others must develop in their own time.
That's basically what I just said. And it follows the Prime Directive, you know, not to interfere in any culture or society that is pre-warp capable. And even when they are, like, capable of warp, we do not share our advanced technology. Even though we do befriend them, we don't share. Alright, what is your response?
While we are an extremely advanced world, we are not, in general, a militant one. Tiket will coordinate the defense. But I remain hopeful that we can reach a peaceful solution before blood is shed. Matara speaks for us, and she is quite a gifted diplomat. If all else fails, there are places known only to us and those who serve us. Our gateways can take us to these refuges to recover and rebuild. Will you help us?
Why are they attacking you?
Our policy is not to share.
That's all for now. Oh, it's begun.
The attack is beginning. I thought we'd have more time. We must retrieve the World Heart and escape. Will you help us?
Oh, big ask.
The attack is beginning. We must decide how to proceed. I have spoken to these people, walked their streets, shared their meals. Regardless of what we know they will do in the future, the Iconians of this time are not evil. They are peaceful. And they are guilty of no crimes, worse than standing up for their ideals. The very same ideals, I might point out, as the Federation's Prime Directive.
I agree. So you're saying we should help them, even know what they will do?
You have walked the same streets as I, spoken to the same people. Can you allow them to die for crimes they have not yet committed? For my part, I find no honor in cold-blooded murder.
Oh, Sat, Grand Admiral. Yeah, we used to use Delta and Alpha technologies. Sure, you could create weapons and armor completely unseen before, and that can devastate entire planets to turn them into a sort of mustard world that is infused with dark energy. Or you could use it to create flying cities, completely safe energy sources, and new, what's I say? Luxurious living standards. Yeah. There's always two sides to technology, though. Unfortunately, though, most technology is created for war and then re-engineered for civilian and peaceful use after a war. It's never the other way around. I see your point. What do you think, Seela? You are a fool, Kagran. You must strike now. What do you think, Seela? I don't know what to think. What's your opinion, Seela? I see your point. What do you think, Seela?
It doesn't matter what these people are now. We know what they will become, what they will do. The Iconians will destroy my homeworld. They will bomb the archive in the Lena system and exterminate the preservers. They will incite the Undine to destroy Keswick 4. They will attack our homeworlds, kill those we love, and threaten our very existence.
Well, we created it for civilian use, but it has been corrupted into weapons. Yeah, fortunately, though, some technology does. Right, and Seela, well, that is the future. We're here now.
And that changes nothing. We know what will happen. In our time, they are poised to destroy or enslave the galaxy. There is no choice. We destroy them now and save ourselves.
Do you have the right to execute the Iconians? Do we have the right to execute the Iconians for crimes they haven't yet committed? You're right. We know what they will become. We can stop this. Is it even possible to kill them? Won't that create some kind of paradox? I have to go with you. You can't execute them for crimes they have committed. Maybe our acts now will help change the future. Who knows? It could be a time. What do you call it? Is it time? Not time loop. What's the word where predestined time travel? Yeah. I don't know.
It's a bit late for second thoughts. Our mission is clear. We don't have a choice. We're here, and we will do what needs to be done. Atone for your sins after you've saved the galaxy.
Sometimes being ruthless isn't right, Seela.
The World Heart contains all of our knowledge and all our genetic data. With it, we can rebuild. We have a refuge built for those who serve us. We shall go there.
We should be able to access the gateway network from here. We could disable all of the gateways at once.
Would you quit it, Seela?
We offered Lemirin our aid. There is no honor in striking down an ally from behind.
The honorable thing would be to complete our mission and save our galaxy. Or do you not care about what happens to Kronos?
I think I should leave Seela back on the ship. She a little crazy.
We need to transfer the World Heart to a transportable format. I'll need your help to initiate the download from that console. The download is proceeding, but it will not complete before the invaders find us.
Here we go, guys. Defend the Iconian World Heart. Yeah, Galivo on the planet to die after the invasion. Mind you, we left Seela in the past. She could create all sorts of havoc. I think that's a good thing to do.
release the magnetic interlocks holding the core. I need you at the other console.
I'm on it. This one? No, over here. Yeah, leaving Celia in the past could be worse. Yeah. Things she could do, she can manipulate, you know.
More invaders. They must not take the world heart.
I'm on it, don't worry. Oh, they're over here. They transported behind me. Clever bastards.
We need to erase the mainframe memory banks. I will require your assistance.
Aye. Well, what chaos is she? What chaos is she gonna cause if she doesn't have any ship? Wow, still wouldn't want to risk it though. She's very sly. She seems to survive any situation thrown at her.
More aliens are coming. Protect me.
She's like a cockroach. You can't just
Mainframe
step on her.
memory erased. The last step is to eject the world heart.
Here we go. It's a nice shiny orb. Where'd she go? Oh, there she is.
I fear that was just the beginning of the violence. My people are few, and most of our heralds are elsewhere. Defeating a significant force would be costly to both sides. I know you are not one of the whole, and I have no right to ask for your assistance. But would you help us evacuate the city?
Of course.
Blessings of the whole upon you. We must gather as many of our people as possible and escort them to the gateway platform. Once we are there, I will open the path to our refuge. Many of our people already left for Colony Worlds, but we have lost contact with them. I fear the worst.
What should we do first?
I recommend we locate Tiket. She is our protector, and there are none who know the ways of our enemy as well as she.
Follow me.
Tiket is a fearsome warrior and has kept our people safe for countless millennia until today.
Rescuing Iconians is not what we're here to do.
Then go back to the ship, Celia. You know,
Perhaps it
used to me.
is. When we came back in time, we did not know what we would find.
It's like a staff weapon.
I appreciate your efforts, stranger, but I cannot come with you. I will defend Iconia until my final breath.
If you die here, who will claim vengeance for the fallen? Set aside your foolish pride and help your people. Your people are dying, Tiket. They need you. There is no honor in throwing your life away. Well, I don't want to do the first one because that might set them down the path of vengeance. Let's go with the bottom one. There is no honor in throwing your life away.
Honor? Why should I care about honor when Iconian blood is being spilled on sacred ground? What honor have our enemies shown? They attack a peaceful world. Honor is meaningless.
She who has lost honor can lose nothing more.
I appreciate your efforts, stranger, but I cannot come with you. I will defend Iconia until my final breath.
If you die here, who will claim vengeance for the fallen? Set aside your foolish pride and help your people. Your people are dying. Tiket, they need you. That's probably the better one.
My people are weak. They have neglected the ways of battle in favor of science and art. They are philosophers. I do not wish for them to die, but they could have chosen the path of strength. I will die to defend them. I do not know if I can save them.
Your people are stronger than you give them credit for.
I appreciate your efforts, stranger, but I cannot come with you.
Well, set aside your fueless pride and help your people.
And you think it is pride that keeps me here? It is not for pride that I fight, but for dignity. I fight for my people.
You have earned the respect of all who matter. Now, will you come with us?
I appreciate your efforts, stranger, but
What?
I cannot come with you. I will defend Iconia until my final breath.
If you die here, who will claim vengeance for the throne? I didn't really want to do that one, but I have to do that.
Your words have merit. If we go to the refuge, we can rebuild. There, we can plan our vengeance. No one will ever threaten us again.
Think about your people, Tiket, not your revenge.
She is a fool. She would let her people die so she could avenge them.
Vengeance is a powerful weapon.
So, I mean, I didn't want to do that option, but it gave me no choice.
We will never forget this tragic day.
Alright, come on, people. Matara.
Thank you. You have shown exceptional kindness and valor in this trying time. I will miss my home. Iconia is precious to us, but as long as the whole survives, we can use the world heart to rebuild.
Go to the gateway platform. We'll meet you there. Things I do. Okay, go this way. Come on, Iconians, get up!
These are not a warlike people.
Not yet. That will change.
Bloodshed affects everyone differently. My people became warriors when an alien species threatened our home.
And the Iconians will become conquerors.
Oh, these are war leaders. Right, come on, guys. Let's get you to safety.
Now I see your plan. We've won their confidence, gathered them together. Strike now, and we can eliminate them all.
God, she doesn't quit, does she? She wants to commit genocide. I will not kill defenseless innocents. I have decided to spare the Iconians. We cannot hold them responsible for acts they haven't committed yet. It's too dangerous to change the past. We have to let them live. We must wait until the last minute for our betrayal, so they have no chance to escape. I know. She's like foaming at the mouth, wanting to kill him. I've decided to spare the Iconians. We cannot hold them responsible for acts they haven't committed yet. And plus, time travel could create a paradox, you know? As much as, like, we came here to wipe them out, originally, you know, they're not exactly, like, the warlike people that they are, you know? You're not gonna go... No? Okay. If she was one of my soldiers, she would have been shot already. Yeah, unfortunately, though, like, you know, where is she? She's not even in my party. Yeah, I'll put her in the brig. Or shoved her in an airlock, one of the two. Mind you, she's been in my prison twice, and she's escaped twice. So... maybe putting a bullet in her head, you know, might be the thing that is needed.
The gateway open sequence.
Yep. God damn it. Hyperonic radiation. Sounds nasty. Alright. I don't know why no one came on the idea to use that principle just as an energy weapon. There we go.
Didn't the others save the Iconians? Where are they?
We are the
They
others.
may already be.
Probably what it is. We're the ones who saved them. Guarantee. Self-defining prophecy, innit?
We're losing ground.
We can't hold them off.
That's it. Send them through.
No, this isn't our mission.
Seela, you crazy bitch!
You took everything from me!
The world heart.
There's no time. The gateway is closing.
Only 12 of us are left. That crystal contains our civilization.
Seela, stop! We are better than this.
I will remember this, Romulan. I will extinguish your people in payment for your treachery.
Oh dear. I love how there's an
This has
Iconian
all
just
played
like...
out this way before.
Hello.
I am the cause for Hobus.
Oh, should have left you on the ship. Oh, it did. Sela, you're a mad woman. And there is the temporal loop. She attacks her Iconians and will be the cause for the destruction of her planet. Yeah. It's a loop. Self-defining prophecy thing, isn't it?
I know what you are going to say, but I did what I had to do for my people. I should have acted sooner. If I had, perhaps Romulus would have been restored.
Can't you see that your act caused the destruction of Romulus? We sent 12 Iconians to Dewa 3. We are the others.
That can't... Taket!
Oh, now she gets it.
What have I done?
Right. Did you have a choice? Predestination paradox theory, that's what I said, would say this event had to happen and is the reason you're here. You've always been out for yourself. Now you see the result of your selfishness. You're lucky it didn't turn out worse. I hope you take this painful lesson to heart, Sela. Definitely a top one, because I just said that.
The Iconians have fled to Dewa 3, and the Gateway's console has been destroyed, so no one can follow them. Our fate may not have changed from our actions here, but we have done what honor demanded. We are not murderers. Whatever our future may
apart from
hold,
Sela.
we will face it with our eyes open and our heads held high. We must return to our own time and see what effect our actions had.
Well, this isn't going to be easy to explain, but we need to return. Right, ready to beam. Energize. Or not. Whatever.
We're initiating a tachyon burst to reopen the portal that brought us here. That should bring us back to the exact moment we left the present time.
And there is the... No, I read that already. Predestination time loop. It's always fun, isn't it? I bet Temporal Investigations is going to have a field day with me.
The heralds are firing on the portal.
The portal is destabilizing.
I love that
Hurry.
they're in space. I'll tell you in a minute.
Captain Cogran to Alliance Fleet. Stand down. I repeat, stand down. You have the World Heart and the means to end this. Signal the Iconians. Show them we have it, and that we are the ones who saved them. This is our last chance to end this war.
So also, why exactly is there a treaty that the Federation cannot use cloaking tech? Well, basically, I don't know if it still applies now, but basically when the Romulans, Star Empire, and the Klingons were at war, the Federation helped them out, and basically there was a treaty that was signed that basically ended the war, or the conflict, wherever it was, right? And one of the agreements the Federation made was not to pursue cloaking technology because that would destabilize the power balance. Yeah. So the Romulans had cloaks, we don't. And basically they agreed to the terms. I believe that is the cause. Anyway, continue. Hail Lemarin.
Do you wish to surrender? A wise decision.
See, the energy beings now. No, Lemarin. We have just returned from the past, your past, and we have the World Heart to prove it.
How did you acquire that?
We saved it. We were there when Iconian was lost.
That is not possible. But yet, I see the World Heart in your hands. It is time to end this. Your leaders, our unity. Now.
Wait! Huh. Must be a coincidence. Mind you, they were in the Andromeda Galaxy for a time. You ever spent time in the Andromeda Galaxy? When this war first started, I didn't think that the story would end in this conclusion. It's been quite a nice ride, to be fair. Who would have thought a predestination time loop was the thing that would save us? Okay.
If what you say is true, then that core contains all of the lost knowledge of our people. So much that we thought was lost forever. Will you return all the remains of our civilization to us?
The conflict must end, and this wound must be healed. Return the World Heart. We say, well, they look like the invaders I have fought, but their ships are different. Theirs are actually made out of materials, not energy. Yeah, they are quite cool looking. I do like their looks.
I have never had a chance to examine you closely, but now that you stand before me, I remember. You helped us, although it gained you nothing. You are the other.
Oh, the other, in person. Yeah. And this war should have never happened.
Hate blinded us. Fear of the unknown crippled us. Pain called out for blood in ever greater measures. The events of that day set us on this path. It grieves me to see where it has led. After we escaped to Daywalk 3, protecting ourselves became our sole purpose. We transformed ourselves, our whole, even our heralds, to prevent another tragedy. And we vowed never to trust again.
You trusted me once.
I did, and it saved us. But we believed the other lost to us. And you were lost to time. And we preserved the whole by any means necessary.
You say you wanted to protect yourselves. In doing so, you destroyed countless lives.
Indeed. We protected the whole against the lesser species who would destroy us if given a chance. Who would steal what we would not give freely. And we did not mourn the deaths of those who were not a part of our unity. And then we faced you, a foe who would not yield, who subverted time itself in an attempt to destroy us. But instead, you showed compassion, even though you knew what would happen to your people if we survived. You helped us, because that is who you are.
Well, Starfleet's mission is to explore, not destroy. Like you, we are defending ourselves.
I am humbled in the face of such integrity. I shall be forever grateful to you for showing us the error of our ways.
I am such a man full of integrity. Enough blood has been spilt. Let us end this war.
I will not accept this.
Oh dear.
Whatever these creatures did in the past is meaningless. They killed our sister. They broke our unity. And for that, I
Alright, love, calm down. We're all friends here. Yeah. Have you forgotten what we did for your people? For you, Tiket? Hmm?
Never forget what you have done, or what that creator in a Sealer did. There will never be enough blood to wash away my need for vengeance.
Damn. Sealer was grieving the loss of her homeworld. A homeworld you destroyed. You have already exacted revenge.
A single world. I can destroy 1,000,000 worlds, and it would not be enough. Your existence is an insult to the memory of our people. I will continue my fight, even if I must fight alone.
What's that? Of course she remembers what Sealer did. Thing is though, Tiket destroying Romulus leads Sealer to then attack the Iconians in the past, leading to Tiket to blow up Romulus. It's a time loop. Well, you know, predestination time loop. Yeah, cause and effect type thing. Yeah, Tiket, please listen.
She will not listen. Tiket has always been very stubborn. In a few thousand years, perhaps, her attitudes will change. Until then, be wary. Tiket is a formidable opponent, and I will not take up arms against her, even in defense of the other. But with those of us who remain, you shall have peace. We ask only for our home world. Leave Iconia and our servants undisturbed, and we will trouble you no longer.
Well, that sounds fair, but we will have to ratify this treaty with the Alliance.
I understand, but our terms are not negotiable. We need time to breathe and contemplate. Perhaps in a millennia or two, it will be different.
Damn. Alright, very well. Farewell, Lemarin. Poof! Just like that. Thank you for striking this accord. Poof. Victory! War's over. Alright. Let's go to Ryza for a nice vacation. I think I deserve it. Yeah, that was great. Now, more dialogue. Gotta love the story. Let's talk to Harry Kim first.
Your compassion has accomplished more in one act than we could have with all the phasers in the fleet. Honor and selflessness have been almost forgotten over the past few years. That needs to change. It's time to act like Starfleet officers again.
Now we need to rebuild.
We have a lot to do to heal the wounds the war has left on us all. But we've survived the Borg and the Dominion. We can survive this.
I agree, Captain Kim. What's that? Well, if we had interdimensional travel, I would have offered to show you our capital planet and beauty of our space. Well, without the interdimensional travel, you can see us, and this is San Francisco, Starfleet headquarters and academy. Beautiful, isn't it? Alright, so we get to knock.
There's a lot of work to be done now. We need to rebuild, recover, try to learn how to live in this new reality. But with people like you on our side, I know we can do it.
Well, we'll succeed if we all work together. Short and sweet? No? Right,
I thought this was it. The last day. And I was ready, but I'm glad my daughter didn't have to die in defense of the Federation. That I get to go home after this. We all do. Thank you.
You're welcome, Captain. What's that? The closest thing we got right now is our ring world. Ah, bit like a Halo ring, yeah? From another universe I'm aware of. Speaking to Kagrin.
We have much to do, but first, we will celebrate. Let the blood wine flow now that the bloodletting has ceased. There is more to being a warrior than vengeance and death. True honor comes from doing what is right, despite the personal cost. The Iconians will depart, and we will rebuild. Mercy has triumphed where weapons could not. Now I will try to find a way to share this wisdom with my people. Many warriors have fallen in this war. Those of us who remain must walk the path of honor.
It was your courage that showed me the way, Kagrin. Right. Time for the brig, Sealer. What's that? Something similar to a halo ring, just a lot bigger and around a star. That must be huge. How many AUs from the star in circumference, do you know? And not a weapon.
I don't know what to say. I thought I was protecting our future. But instead, all this... It happened because of a mistake I made hundreds of thousands of years ago. I've made a lot of difficult choices in my life. And I didn't always consider the consequences of my actions. Today has made me wonder if there's another way. If I can be better than I am.
Oh, it's never too late.
The war is over. Although we could not turn back the clock and restore the lives that were lost and the planets that were ravaged, we have ended the conflict honorably. You made the right choice. And that is not always an easy one to make. I would be honored to fight by your side again. Before that day comes, however, we must rebuild. There is already talk of new exploration missions. Perhaps we will find our next challenge among the unexplored stars.
Kapla, it was an honor, Captain. Alright. What do we got? New shields. 6,500. Slightly less than what I have already. Space trait, nanite repair matrix. Nanites. Or automatic hull heal when hull below 50%. Interesting. Now mine's better. Well, it's better than what I have. Let's go with the shields. I could probably upgrade them. I need new shields. Well, one's beam energized. Well, what's that? Well, I'll just let you finish that. Oh, so that's like pretty close then. Well, so there we have it then, guys. That is the Iconian War completed. That has been hard fought and ended up being a self-determining time causality loop that basically saved us, but also caused this in the same time. So, however you want to look at time travel, huh? It's confusing. Well, that's it for me today on Star Trek Online. In our next video, we'll be doing the next missions, which will be the Yesterday's War, which is 5 episodes, which looks to be more time travel nonsense. So if you like the content, feel free to hit the like button. Don't forget to comment and subscribe on YouTube. And if you want to, feel free to follow me on Twitch, where I'm trying to reach 200 followers. Before that said though, quick last word from my channel sponsor. I'm really excited to be partnering with HelloFresh. Use my code to get 50% off your first box and 35% off your next 3 boxes, plus 3 gifts at the link in the description. But who are HelloFresh, you may ask? Well, meal times are made simple. HelloFresh provides all the ingredients and inspiration needed for stress-free cooking and meal planning, making it easy to serve meals that you and your loved ones will enjoy. HelloFresh has perfectly portioned ingredients that get delivered to your door hassle-free. You can select your weekly recipe from a variety of great tasting options. Modify the servings per recipe and schedule delivery at your convenience. And of course, you can pause or cancel your subscription at any time. HelloFresh offers many different recipes per week to choose from. The variety of choices means your dinners will always be different, and it gives you opportunity to try out new meals. You can also select unique options such as calorie smart, quick meals, and family friendly recipes. Each meal uses fresh ingredients from suppliers selected by HelloFresh. You can be sure that the ingredients you get are always fresh and of high quality. So if you want to spice up your meal times, I'm here to help. Use my code to get 50% off your first box and 35% off your next 3 boxes plus 3 gifts at the link. Offer ends Sunday the 23rd of April, so if you want great tasty meals, act now. And thank you HelloFresh for sponsoring my channel. So there we go then, guys. This has been the conclusion of the Iconian War. 4 hours video. I'll try and narrow it down for you guys for YouTube. With all that said, thank you all for watching, and until the next Star Trek Online playthrough episode, live long and prosper. I've been Dr. McKay. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next stream and video. Cheers and goodbye. Bye bye all. Thank you all for watching.